Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to a St. Patrick's Day edition of the True Capitalist Radio program. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. It is episode number 46 for all the individuals that are keeping track with the broadcast. Anyway, before we go into anything, if you happen to listen, or you happen to be listening live to me right now, I'm sorry, I've been drinking. It's St. Patty's Day, man. I've been drinking a little bit here. It's been party all the time out here in Austin, Texas. I mean, we got St. Patty's Day parties out here. We got South by Southwest. I mean, it's a hell of a party out here. But anyway, if you happen to be tuning in live, please spread the word about the True Capitalist broadcast. Let everybody know that we're live, we're in effect, and we're in the house. And retweet the program and send them to blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, that's the official website of the True Capitalist broadcast, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And tweet it, put it on your social networking sites, put it on your blogs, and spread it around like wildfire. Spread it out there, for Christ's sake. It's St. Patty's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day, for Christ's sake. What's going on? I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Let me go ahead and open up a beer for St. Patrick over here. Hey, go ahead. Oh, yeah. And not to mention that we saw a lot of green in the markets today, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. It's kind of going to be a loose-ended show because let me tell you, I've been sipping on the sauce. All right, I mean, hey, it's St. Patrick's Day. It looked good in the market. As a matter of fact, I was doing half-ass drunkard day trading. I don't advise doing that, folks. I don't advise drinking and trading at the same time because it's like, somebody who's drinking and gambling. You don't want to do that. But let me tell you, because everything was green today, no matter what market you were invested in, lots of green. That's why I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and keep drinking. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me take a chug here. Cheers to everybody in the chat room already here. What's up, Capitalizing? What's up, Ludwig? What's up, my kids? What's up, Strope in the house? He's saying he's got a cup of Jägermeister and Red Bull going on right now. I'm going to take a chug of this. You know what? Before I take a chug, let's take a toast. Everybody, raise your drink right now. We're going to take a toast to that silly-ass saint, St. Patrick. I don't know who the hell you are, buddy, but thanks a lot. Because of you, we're drinking our asses off, and it seems to be socially acceptable to be walking in a drunken stupor in today's America. So, everybody, cheers. You know what? Let's put some shillelagh type of music going on. Yeah, let's go ahead and put some Irish music. Yeah, let's put a little bit of Irish music so we can drink and have some of that shillelagh music. I mean, do we have any of the shillelagh music? I don't know. Ah, there you are, my lads. Everybody have a drink to me. We're having a little shillelagh. It's St. Paddy's Day, my friend. Hey, let me take a drink here. I'm going to take a drink right now to all the Irishmen out there. It's happy St. Patrick's Day here. Oh. I've got a drink like a man, what you talking about? I'll kick up your arse. I'll kick it up your arse. Hey, look, Stroop, he's talking about play some Dropkick Murphys. I'll be playing Dropkick Murphy later on. Anyway, cut it off. Shut it off. Anyway, I want to say happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm drinking here. I have been drinking. Let me tell you, we've seen a lot of green in the markets today. Oh, geez. Let me tell you, I'm already starting to spin around. You know what I mean? I'm already starting to spin around. Hold on, let me take a break. Well, no, I'm not going to take a break. What I mean, let me just kick back for a second. Anyway, let me go over the markets. Let me go over the markets here. The Dow Jones Industrials increased on the plus side after so much red this week. Oh, my God, there was so much red because all the investors, they lost their balls. They didn't know where to put their money. You know, they're like, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm going to do with my money. And they just everything was down this week. It's good to see that we had everybody buy back into the market. I mean, you know, give me a damn break. You know, that's all I got to say to the investors out there in the investment community. Give me a damn break. Why don't you get some fundamentals going on? I mean, if you look on all the business shows and anybody who's asked for color commentary on this market, they can't believe for the life of them that fundamentals has gone completely out the asshole of this market. Literally. Anyway, it's good to see a bunch of green on St. Paddy's Day. And once again, I want to say cheers to everybody out there. I'm drinking. I've been drinking. I'm actually day trading drinking. I did that today. I don't advise it, folks. But I feel good, man. It's the Austin, Texas energy, man. We got South by Southwest over here. We've got, St. Patrick's Day stuff going all over the city, man. It's unbelievable, unreal. Good gosh, is all I got to say. Anyway, let's go over the Dow Jones Industrials. We're still under 12,000. Like I said, folks, I had been predicting this retraction ever since the beginning of January, February. You can look back in the archives if you ass clowns don't believe me at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. But we are seeing a little bit of gains after so much negative this week. It's been a hectic week because of the unfortunate incidences that are happening to the country of Japan. We got destabilization in the Middle East, a lot of uncertainty going around everywhere. But it's good to see that we're on the plus side. The Dow Jones increased 161.29 points, a percentage increase of 1.39%, and it ended up closing out at 11,774.60 for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. S&P 500 closed out today at 1,273.72, an increase of 16.84 points, a percentage increase of 1.34%. So everybody was pretty much gaining. Even the NASDAQ, which has been taking some kicks to the teeth. You know what I'm saying? NASDAQ closes out at 2,636.05, an increase of 19.23%, or not 19.7. Strike that. I'm sorry. It's St. Paddy's Day. I've been drinking. 19.23 points, a percentage increase of 0.73%. So, big-time increases. It was a hell of a day to be a day trader, I tell you. I mean, if you had any kind of liquid capital to be day trading and riding the waves of volatility in this market, you could have made some money for St. Paddy's Day. Let me tell you something. I just paid for whatever activities I do after this broadcast. You damn well better know I'm going to be out here in Austin partying like a goddamn rock star because there was so much volatility today at every damn market you can think of, the futures, the stock market, the equities, the commodities, everything. So good God. Anyway, let's talk about commodities for a second, because all commodities were back up after weeks of losses, after weeks of the investor, walking around with his head chopped off, and, basically putting a bump into the treasuries market. Of all markets, the treasuries market? I mean, this government doesn't even know if it's going to be able to pay its own bills, and you idiots are going into the treasuries market for security, for Christ's sake? Give me a break. Anyway, let's go back to the commodities. We saw sell-offs all around the commodities throughout the week. I knew they weren't going to be sustained. We saw buybacks in them. Brent crude today increased $4.62, a percentage increase of 4.18%. Brent crude is going for $115.22 a barrel. Gasoline futures spiking up once again on all this uncertainty in the Middle East. $20.50 it spiked up today, an increase of 2.14%. Heating oil futures spiking up because people are trying to diversify these types of energy sources. Anything nuclear, anything affiliated with nuclear, of course, is got a bad connotation, and the investors have been kind of running away from that. But heating oil futures are up $6.36, an increase of 2.12%. I want to give a shout-out to Billy D. Williams. He was talking about making some natural gas plays that I was kind of against at the time, but it looks like natural gas, the investors are, basically falling for it. So they went out and basically increased natural gas on a percentage rate of 5.61% today. The increase, an increase of 22 cents. So way to go, Billy D. Williams. He did his homework. Anyway, WTI sweet crude futures increased once again on the uncertainty in the Middle East. I mean, we have Saudi Arabian forces going into Bahrain, implementing, some sort of martial law, detaining some of the leaders of the protests. We get all this crap, all right? So sweet crude is increased $3.69 today, a percentage increase of 3.77%, closing out today at $101.67. And let's go down all of commodities. I mean, whether you're trading commodities futures or you're trading commodities on the ETF, let me tell you something, everything increased. And I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible because I've been drinking, all right, and I'm still drinking. As a matter of fact, cheers to everybody out there. Cheers. I'm sorry, I've been drinking here. So if I happen to, stumble over my own tongue and act like a jag-off, please forgive me. I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm in Austin, Texas, for Christ's sake. I'm in Austin, Texas. I got South by Southwest. I got the damn St. Patty's Day, all kinds of celebrations out here. It's unbelievable, man. Anyway, let me go down these agricultural futures and we'll get on with the show, take some calls, talk about other things. Canola futures are up after the past couple of days of sell-offs, up $28.20. Cocoa futures, man, we've been seeing nothing but slashing of that particular commodity after heavy gains throughout the past couple of weeks. Let me tell you something, it's back up $67 today. Coffee futures up once again after several days of decreases, $5.55, a percentage increase of 2.09%. Corn futures are back up. We saw dramatic decreases because, like I've been saying, I'm starting to see the corn go down in stores. I like corn, all right? I like corn cobs. I like to throw them on the grill when I'm barbecuing a mesquite steak. All right, out here in Texas, we like our barbecue. I'm barbecuing a mesquite steak, with mesquite wood. I like to throw a goddamn several corns on there with their husks on. And let me tell you, it's the best way to cook a goddamn corn. And, whenever I've been trying to go get corn, I've been paying $1 for 1 ear of corn. And it's because of these high prices that we've been seeing. Well, we've seen dramatic sell-offs. We're starting to see buybacks. We've seen an increase of $30 today in corn futures, and the reason we're starting to see more money put in futures, folks, is because of the rebuilding of Japan. They're going to need to recoup a lot of those crops, a lot of the natural resources that were damaged in the earthquake and the tsunami. So where are they going to get that agriculture from? They're going to get it from right here in America. So that's why you're seeing an increase in commodities, folks. I'm still bullish on commodities. Cotton is up $7 after dramatic decreases in cotton. Wheat futures are up because those are components that they're going to need by the Japanese and recouping some of their crops. They're up $52. Sugar up 89 cents. Soybean futures are up 48.25. What a dramatic spike in soybean futures. If you happen to have a chart on soybean, it's just unbelievable. unbelievable in the soybean market, man. Lumber futures are up, given some economic data that came out today, which made most of the market bullish. It was up $10. Oat futures up $20. Soybean oil futures up $1.56, and wool futures up $11 after steady losses within the past several days. Now let's go to the metals, folks. Like I said, metals, I've always been bullish on it. For the next 2 years, that's 2 years, I'm going to be bullish on precious metals, no matter what you're buying in. Copper today, after dramatic losses because of this damn helter-skelter investment market, it's finally got some increases today, $14.80, percentage change of 3.53%. Gold today closed out above 1,400, which it should continue to still go up above that, but you got this damn... I can't even explain the investor today. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I'm not even going to make an assumption, but it seems to me like most investors, have their balls in their wife's purse. I mean, this is my personal opinion. All right. Anyway, it was up $8.40. It closed out at $1,404.50 per troy ounce of gold. So once again, folks, if you don't know anything about the stock market, if you don't know anything about anything, what you should be doing is go into these damn pawn shops which sell this scrap gold that they get from these people that rip it off or whatever they do. They got this cheap gold, and all pawn shops want to do is recoup on what they paid for it. Get a certain percentage of profit. These people aren't going to, sell the gold at market value. I mean, they sell it considerably cheap. And what I have told people, if you're not going to do anything, get yourself a goddamn safe or a safety deposit box. Get yourself a whole bunch of gold and start stashing it. And once these gold prices start hitting about $2,000, $3,000 an ounce, you can liquidate these things or trade, or better yet, folks, you know that J.P. Morgan, I announced this several weeks ago, J.P. Morgan is now accepting gold as collateral if you want to make a damn loan, a short-term loan, for Christ's sake. Can you believe that? Yeah. I mean, gold is becoming a commodity where they're actually accepting it as collateral for loans. Unbelievable. So if you don't know anything about the market, if you don't know anything about anything, I would strongly advise accumulating gold and just holding on for at least the next 2 years. Anyways, we saw a decrease in silver today, sell-off, minus 19 cents, percentage decrease of 0.56%. It basically closed out at $34.28. Live cattle futures are going up because we know this devastation in Japan, there's going to be an increase in commodities because Japan took a horrible hit, a once-in-a-millennium type hit. I mean, this earthquake was so serious that it shortened the day in the world, believe it or not. It actually shortened the day and actually, messed around with our axis. I mean, it pushed Japan, 12 meters or 10 meters closer to America. I mean, it's just one of those unbelievable events, and Japan will be back. They're just going to have to get these commodities from elsewhere that they lost, Anyway, live cattle futures up $1.55. Live cattle feeder futures. Cattle feeder futures are up $1.85. And lean hog futures, folks, I would be looking in the hog commodities area when it comes to going along and this recouping and rebuilding of Japan. Pig is a big delicacy. It's a big part of the diet out there in Japan. I would go long on these. And you can see in the percentage today that people understand where I'm coming from. Today it increased $2.65. A day percentage increase of 2.78%, almost 3% on the day today. So, these are good moves here, and that is the market for your ass. Anyway, everybody should have made some money in the market today. I still see some possible fluctuation. I still see some jitters. Any news from this nuclear fallout from Japan may make the market skittish, may make it go haywire. So, keep your eyes on your investment. But once again, if your stocks that you're long-term on, if you're long-term on stocks, and as long as they have fundamentals, which are low PE ratios, low debt-to-income ratios, those types of fundamentals, if it has demand, which means there's a part of the marketplace out here that actually wants to purchase your company's product or service, if there's major demand, well then, that's obviously a good indicator. And the third and most important, profit. If you got those three things, no matter how the market is treating your stock, just keep it, just hold on to it. The market is a market. Remember, the market price is based upon investors' attraction to that stock. See, investors have to think that stocks are, I hate to use this word, but sexy in a sense. That's why Intel, which has made tremendous profits, which made recently a $10 billion buyback of its own stock to reduce its market capitalization. It's one of the leading chip maker in the world. It kind of fluctuates at a low level because it's just not an attractive, sexy stock at this point, given the fact that we've had a bull market from 2009 up until now. So, in the end, if you hold on to these kinds of stocks, and not only that, they're value stocks. They pay good dividends. So even if you're just holding these things for the long term, the market's beating up your stock to a certain degree, you can get paid some serious dividends. For instance, GM is weighing down the True Capitalist portfolio a little bit, but it announced today that it's paying out $59 million in dividends to its investors. $59 million in dividends to its investors. All right? No BS. And that's why I'm saying, folks, no matter what happens, just if your stock has those three elements, fundamentals, demand, profit, in the end, you're going to be winning big time. All right? I'm talking really, really big time. Anyway, let's take some calls here, 646-652-4869. Before we take calls, I want to talk a little bit about this Japan nuclear fallout. We have been told that there's definitely some nuclear fallout escaping from these blown-out reactors. It's already afflicted a certain section of the Japanese population or anybody that's there. Now, it's actually fanning those particular radioactive elements over the Pacific. And now it may reach, or is going to reach, what am I saying may reach, it is going to reach Hawaii, California. As a matter of fact, it's going to hit California tomorrow. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are concerned about this, and I would be concerned as well as anybody else out here, because this is not a joke. This is radioactive activity going into the air. Right before the broadcast, we had our president, Barack Obama, come out and try to calm nerves and said that, if you read what he said, he was just telling people, just continue your everyday routine, and if there is radioactive activity, maybe it'll be minimal. Basically not saying that there isn't going to be high. He just, a very splitting hair type of linguistics when approaching this radioactive activity hitting the West Coast. And it could go as far as California to Alaska. All right? Now, I don't want to try to be a hyper-sensationalist here, but if people are concerned about it and if they really want to take, any kind of precautions, I hate to be sounding like George W. Bush here, but I think that they were right when they talked about taping up the crevices of your home, making sure that, you get some filters, to filter out the air condition that's coming in and out of your home. I'm just saying, if you're going to take concern, if you're going to be concerned about it, just take the proper precautions. If not, why don't you just come to Texas, It's great out here, man. If you come out here to Texas, come out here to Austin, look me up, man. I'll be out here 6th Street, partying my ass off, and it depends on, what kind of a mood I'm in. If I'm in one of those, hey, I'm a rich bastard, I want to, sip on $50 shots of scotch, I go on West 6th Street, which is right by my house, so I can get completely plastered and just kind of stumble into my front desk there. But anyway, if I want to feel like a little youth, a little bit of youth going on, like hey, I'm young again, I'm not a conservative anymore. I'm not a conservative. and I want to be a little bit youthful. I go down to East 6th Street where all the college kids are, and drink out there, man. But it's great. Not only that, I'll go to Congress Street, in a suit. If I want to, go into a happy hour cocktail and talk to the politicians. You can actually talk to these politicians out here, man. They're cool as hell. You buy them a drink and talk to these bastards. You can get things done out here. No BS, man. But all funniness aside, I know that the people on the West Coast are concerned. I'm concerned for the people on the West Coast. Even though y'all are liberal bastards, you're still Americans. And what I have to say to you is that if you're that concerned about it, take the proper precautions. Tape up the crevices of your goddamn house. Whatever it is, there's an Army surplus store, go check out what they have. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist here, but I know that people are concerned about this. I would be concerned about it, for Christ's sake. I would be concerned. Seriously, man. So I can understand why these people in California are concerned about this crap. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pour out a little liquor for you here. Let me pour out a little liquor well, I'm not going to pour it out in my... Well, when I get outside, I'll pour out a little liquor for my OGs out there in the West Coast that are going to be afflicted by this radioactive fallout from Japan. You know what I mean? Here, let me go ahead and take a chug of this. I'll take a chug for you. How about that? Oh, yeah, that's good. Although I do want to remind everybody that we did go through something called World War II, and we did have a whole bunch of nuclear tests that, the government really didn't even tell us about. And, we have been exposed to nuclear fallout anyway, but it's nuclear fallout based upon a concentrated area of, nuclear bombing testing. All right? But at the same time, this is a nuclear reactor. These were 4 or 5 nuclear reactors that are melting down, and a whole bunch of radioactivity in the air. And I don't know. I have no idea. I want to hear from you. If you happen to be in the West Coast, or if you're a little concerned about it, give me a call right now. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. Let's go ahead and take some calls, shall we? Got 111 on the line. What's going on?
Hi, is this Alex Jones?
You sick, stupid bastard. Shut up. Get him off. 111, you're on the air.
Yes, hi, Ghost Baby Boss. I missed you, Ghost. Happy St. Patrick's Day, sweetheart. I love
silly bastard. Are you kidding me?
Ghost Baby,
this
I love
silly
you.
Bastard for crying out loud. Get this stupid, fruity internet butt stalker 10 steps away from my freaking butt crack, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on. It's St. Patrick's Day, man. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Here, let me take a chug here. Anyway, let's take some more calls here. 715, you're on the air.
Quick question, Ghost. I know this is a little off topic, but when the Gloomwalkers attacked the base of Syria, how many soldiers positioned?
Yeah, just shut your ass and, go watch the Game Network with that malarkey, all right? Straight up, I mean, unless you're Leroy Jenkins, don't talk gaming to me, all right? I only talk gaming to Leroy Jenkins, you milky-licking piece of garbage. So don't call up and wow. I don't want to hear it. All right? I'm trying to have a good time here. It's St. Patty's Day. Not to mention you got South by Southwest up in here. Anyway, let me take a chug here. Anyway, 646-652-4869. I want to hear from you. Is this thing on here, or the only thing that's here listening to me are internet butt stalkers? Hello? I mean, seriously, hello? Good God. Anyway, let's take some more calls here. 000, you're on the air.
Hey, baby buns, I'm back. I missed you. Oh, baby buns, I missed you so much. Why did you hang up on me? Why'd you hang up on me, baby bun?
Does everybody hear this Lady Gaga infatuated world that we're getting bombarded with? I mean, did everybody hear this, Graham? I mean, this, you can thank that disgusting hermaphrodite piece of garbage, Lady Gaga, for this crap, you know? Seriously. I mean, you can think this disgusting, despicable, doesn't know if she's going down on muffs or playing the flesh flute. You know, she doesn't know her ass from her elbow. This is why you have this kind of internet butt stalking going on here, you know? I'm not joking. You can thank this stupid skankosaurus. And if anybody happens to know Lady Gaga's number, Jesus Christ. Oh, man, if you happen to know that skankosaurus's number, I would, I'm sorry. I know I'm getting out of hand here. Look, we have people here saying, I'm sorry, this is, isn't there supposed to be a debate? This is supposed to be a business show, and I'm not hearing no debates here. I just hear some drunkard on the microphone just talking a bunch of guys. Hey, it's St. Patty's Day, for Christ's sake. All right, what we're talking about now is the potential nuclear radioactive fallout that's going to be afflicted out there in the East Coast, or excuse me, West Coast, the West Coast. Seriously. I mean, it's some serious crap. And I just want to know if there's anybody out there that knows, or if is concerned, or if you're in the West Coast and you're like, hey, I may be afflicted by this, I'm a little concerned. I want to hear from you, for Christ's sake. Stupid milky-looking pieces of nipple clamp-loving, butt-plug up-the-ass-looking, wish you had a clue having bastards. 111, you're on the air.
Yeah. Is this Alex Jones?
Yeah, Jesus. What are you, 8? What are you, 8 years old, for Christ's sake?
I'm 12, and what is this?
You're 12? Put your mother on the phone. I want to talk to that slut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put that slut on the phone. I want to talk to her right now.
My mother died.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. I'm sure you're being raised by some, disgusting skankosaurus, lesbian Nazi hooker that's turning tricks behind a dumpster with a damn swastika on it, for Christ's sake. Get this stupid kid out of here. I mean, I want everybody to realize that this show is meant for people over the age of 18, all right? I mean, there's a mature rating, you know? I know there's no internet regulation of it. This is a mature show, all right? So if you're going to call me up, at least sound like you've gone through some freaking puberty. At least sound like you've got some bass in your voice, all right? At least sound like you've got some hair on your cojones. And don't sound like some, peach fuzz bald having, Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator suspect. I mean, I don't want. If you're a kid, I get. Hey, I'm going to get some insight. I want to get some stock picks from Ghost. I want to learn how to be a capitalist. I get it. I mean, but if you're going to call me up and prank call, the least you could do is rip off a comeback from jokes.com or some kind of crap. I mean, seriously, come on. Come on! It's St. Patty's Day, for Christ's sake. I mean, here, why don't you all out there that want to prank call me, why don't you kiss my shillelagh? Huh? Oh, you kiss my shillelagh. Oh, this. You talk all this shit about me, but you don't know me. It's St. Patty's Day, you little stupid bastard. I'll shove it up your arse. Silly bastards. Let me tell you, I'm ashamed that it's St. Patty's Day. Hey, all you people that are telling you're talking garbage about this music, it's St. Patrick's Day music. All right, I got this music off the streets of Little Ireland out here in Austin, Texas, off a Leprechaun. He said this was the greatest tune out there. So I'm going to play it, and we're going to play it now. You understand? I mean, seriously. You go ahead and take a chug here. Well, you can kiss my shillelagh. Very good beer. All right, shut that crap up. Shut it off. Anyway, let me take some more calls here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We're chilling like some insane villains. It's the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. We're attempting to talk about the potential nuclear fallout that's going to hit the West Coast. And all I have is a bunch of milky lickers calling me up, of course, flapping their little Millie Mouse in the wind, attempting to sound like they've got some kind of testicular fortitude, but they don't. So let me go ahead and take some more callers here. Hopefully we'll have some rational debates. Hopefully we don't have any kids calling up, sounding like, some charity cases out here. Let's take some calls here. 760, you're on the air.
Hi, Ghost. It's the tech guy.
Hey, what's going on, tech guy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, but I don't know for how long, because this nuclear fallout could be hitting us pretty soon here in where I am.
No, you're on the west coast of Canada?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, man, that's serious, man. No kidding. Have you been, given any updates from your local media or anything?
It was all clear and good up till about noon today when finally found out that they're abandoning trying to cool off the reactor in Fukushima, Japan. So I haven't listened to the latest news since about 12:30.
This is unbelievable. I don't understand. There should be an investigation on why this wasn't, done in a Chernobyl fashion. When they stopped Chernobyl with its meltdown, they basically just kind of compacted the reactors with cement and wet mud to encapsulate that particular reactor, so if there happens to be a meltdown, the radioactive material would be encapsulated in all that, compacted concrete, compacted mud. I mean, this is a fact. This is what's basically stopped that meltdown from happening. Even though it was a full-out meltdown, they remedied that in that fashion, and it limited the radioactive material from going, elsewhere other than a certain specific given radius, and that it eventually dissipated in the atmosphere. But this is very serious, and I'm really concerned because, first of all, the Japanese government hasn't been, forthcoming. Hasn't been forthcoming about what's the potential of all this nuclear fallout that's going across the Pacific Ocean. It's pretty serious, man.
Yeah,
I'm stumped by it.
I can't wait to see the updates to finally know for sure what's going to happen. Like, I'm planning on staying indoors for sure for the next couple days, and hoping it'll blow over, and hoping it'll end pretty soon.
Are you going to tape up the crevices of your house, like the underneath portions of your doors and windows?
I got some duct tape.
I would not hate on you if you did that, and let me tell you, anybody who wants to take precautions of that nature, you should not be looked upon like you just farted on somebody's Sunday dress for doing it, because you're just protecting yourself from potential exposure to radioactive particles that are in the air. And right. I don't think that our governments are being forthcoming about all this. I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist here, but I think that there could have been a little bit more done. There's been experts that have been on a variety of different channels that said there could have been a lot more done about this had we done the compacting with wet cement and wet mud on these reactors. And I don't know what the hell the potential is going to be, but, are you stocked up on food? I mean, do you have any kind of, stock up on water or anything of that nature?
I got lots of pasta and sauce and some hamburger meat, so I'm okay on food. What was the other thing?
Any kind of water, liquids, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I get my water from the tap. I don't know if that's still gonna be good.
Yeah, no kidding. I have no idea either. That's another good question to ask.
Yeah, maybe I should fill up some bottles.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea there, tech guy. I mean, I don't mean to be suggesting these things in your head, but I mean, good God, it's getting to the point where it's serious, and these governments don't seem to be forthcoming. They don't seem to be telling us what the potential could be. They're just gonna, kind of just say, they won't know until years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, Tech Guy, man, I thank you for calling. You want to plug your blog or anything, man?
Yeah, sure. My blog is smackdat9876.blogspot.com.
All right, Tech Guy, man. Good luck to you, man, and I hope that everything pans out for you and all these precautions that you're taking pay dividends, because it will. Because if you trap yourself or encapsulate yourself in an area where these particles can't get in, you should be, I wouldn't say 100% safe, but I'm sure the percentages are in your favor, you know?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you there, Tech Guy, man. I hope everything's going good for you, and good luck to you. Good luck to everybody that's out there in the West Coast. You know, I know this is serious. I know there's people out there, you know, shaking in their nads. They don't know what's going to potentially happen. I don't blame them. I mean, these governments have not been forthcoming, and I don't understand why. You know? Anyway, we're going to continue with taking some calls here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Area code 408, you're on the air.
What's poppin', Ghost? It's Goofy Bone.
Hey, what's going on, Goofy Bone? Are you in the West Coast right now?
No, I'm not. I'm still on tour. I'll be on tour till probably about the middle of April. I'm in Buffalo, New York right now. Shout out to my hotel that I'm at, the Holiday Inn right here off of Delaware Avenue. Yeah, you know.
Did you do a show last night, or are you going to do a show tonight?
Oh, no, I'm doing a show on the 19th. So I'm here for a couple of days walking around. There's like a university down the street from me. So I'm trying to pick up some honeys on St. Patrick's Day. They're telling me to go to some bar down the street, so that's where I'm going to go after your show. So I wanted to call in.
Be careful with those bastards in Buffalo, man. I mean, those guys really don't, mess around in them bars. They got nothing to lose. I mean, they're a bunch of pricks up there, man. Be careful.
Hey, you know what, Ghost? I have not seen a Mexican since I've been in this fucking town. I'm scared.
You're not going to see one. They're a bunch of big Nordic, pasty, white-eyed bastards with burly beards. That basically have names like, Chuck Steak, these big burly bastards that are just, guzzling down buckets of beer and potatoes and cabbage,
Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. But, I just wanted to call in, because I'm from the West Coast, Ghost. I'm scared because, that shit, you can't beat that shit. You can't put yourself, the only thing you can do is put yourself in a Ziploc bag and walk around until you die of no oxygen, because that's going to get you regardless. There's no way you can run. You could tape your windows. You can do whatever you can, but it's like you got to walk outside. Somehow there's a crack somewhere. Somebody's got a rat in their house, so there's a hole somewhere. It's really scary, Ghost, because there's nothing you could defeat it with.
I agree. I'm just trying to tell people to try to take the best precautions they can. But this is a situation that's just. I mean, geez, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to react. Me personally, if I was out there, I would just get the hell out of there. Now, I'm not telling people to get the hell out of there, but that's what I personally would do. I mean, I'd be taking a road trip somewhere and making sure I'm there for several weeks. Until, anything new comes out in the news, so to speak.
Well, you know what, Ghost? The government's going to lie to us, so regardless if they're going to say we're safe or not, we're always in danger. So don't everybody on the West Coast don't think whatever our governor, what is our governor out here? What the hell's our governor? I don't even remember his name.
That one gray, goofy guy. Yeah, I know.
Is it Gray Davis? Gray Davis? No,
not Gray Davis. That guy's old news.
Yeah.
What the hell's whatever his name is? Yeah.
Jerry Brown. That's his name. Jerry Brown.
Yeah, he's trying to say some BS too, that everything's safe, everything's kosher.
Yeah, just, everybody take the best precautions as they want. The best thing to do right now is if they want, evacuate safely. Don't be all, getting the freeways all crazy and stuff like that. But they're just cautioning us now. But I mean, I haven't heard anything. My mom would be the first one to call me and say, "Oh my God, we're gonna die," stuff like that. But
man, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'd be out of there. I mean, that radioactive fallout is not just some nuclear little bomb test. I mean, that is nuclear meltdowns of 5, 6 reactors. We don't even know. We don't even know, man.
It's crazy, and then our government, they're not going to tell us the full story. I mean, 10 reactors could go down, but they'll tell us, only one went down, but don't worry until it happens. You know what I mean? Because that's how the government works. Look at all these movies. Why do they think that the government in all these movies, the government always lies? Because in the truth, they always lie. What country could get the president killed and not have a suspect? They have some retard, some idiotic retard that they found jacking off in a book corner. They said that this guy killed our president. This guy couldn't even shoot a mouse two inches in front of him.
You don't think Lee Harvey killed JFK?
Oh, come on, the CIA did, and I'm gonna tell you why, Ghost, and you can quote me on this, because the vice president, where was he from? He's from the state of Texas, and where is all his people from? In the state of Texas. So if someone gets assassinated in the state of Texas by people that nobody knows, oh my God, he got shot like 4 or 5 times by one gun. Yeah, come on, people, come on, for real.
I'm not trying to give Lee Harvey any kind of credit, but he was a Marine and he was a sharpshooter. He was pretty damn good. Now I understand that O'Connell rifle was, double bolt tag or whatever the hell it was. I can agree that getting off the shots that were put there is a little interesting, but maybe it was just the once in a lifetime thing. I don't know. I'm just saying, what would the purpose be to kill John F. Kennedy?
The purpose would be because certain things that John F. Kennedy wanted to do, those other socialists did not agree with. So he's the president. How could we take him out of the scenario? When I lolooked at JFK, the movie, which Oliver Stone claims to be the Holy Grail. Don't even listen to Oliver Stone. He made Jim Morrison look like some drug addict, and oh my God, I hate Oliver Stone. I wish he could burn.
He made it seem as though the reason JFK was killed was because of the Vietnam War. He was against the Vietnam War. On the contrary, he was the guy who actually sent the first quote-unquote advisors to Vietnam. He was the one actually pushing for more American influence in Indochina.
Yeah, another reason why they say he got killed was because he wanted to expose the United States of America to our Area 51 thing. And
what, you show aliens or something?
No, something happened in Area 50 or Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. And,
supposedly some spaceship or something crashed there or something.
But he wanted to reveal it to the American public, because this is why he wanted to go to the moon, because he he as a person of his democratic idiotic mind that he had, he wanted to venture out to outer space, like you always say. We'll forget these stupid notepads and all that. We should be in outer space colonizing. We should be going to Mars and using their resources. Nobody ever talks about the resources that are on Mars. Nobody's there to claim them. They got so much copper, so much gold, so much, whatever. Plus they got maybe new elements that we don't even know about. But nobody's going over there.
Now, I'll agree with you that, we do need to go out and explore space. We should go out and colonize planets. But the reason that JFK, made the initiative into the space program was because the Russians were actually making the initiative first. They were the first ones to send a satellite revolving around the Earth. Sputnik was the first satellite, and that's basically what pushed forth John F. Kennedy's investment into NASA, which, in my personal opinion, I think NASA was just a complete joke. I think it's a complete waste of money. But that's basically why. I don't want to get into the JFK assassination, but I'm a little. No, don't worry about it, man. I'm a little concerned about the nuclear fallout, and I hope that I know you're a West Coaster. I know that you have family in the West Coast, and I hope that everything goes well for you and your family, and nobody's afflicted with any. What's up?
If it really hits us hard, I'm gonna head to Austin, Texas. Because I have
I'm gonna tell you, Austin, Texas is great, man. It's just a great city. I love it. I don't mean to keep hyper sensationalizing the town, but man, I'm partying every night, for Christ's sake. I mean, you could literally get drunk off your drunken stupor ass, and just kind of hobble down the street, if you're within the close proximity of your domain, and the cops won't mess with you, man. They ain't gonna give you no damn ticket for public drunkenness. They're not gonna go out there and hey, what are you doing? Just as long as you're not getting into fights or destroying private property, you can go out there drunk, like in a drunken stupor in the street, and no problem. You know what I mean? No problem.
You know what, Ghost? I got pulled over out there because I met some girl from the Texas the Longhorn game. She wanted to go to a bar with her friends, but then she wanted to take off to my hotel, so we ended up going to my hotel. I went down the wrong way, and a cop pulled me over. And then, I was telling him, I'm from California and da-da-da, and then he looks at the girl and he goes, oh, well, you know what, buddy? You go have a good time. And Ghost, I was shit-faced drunk, Ghost. I could have had a DUI. And he just looks at me and goes, you just go have a good time. And then
let me tell you something. That's the way it is out here, man. It's a great town, man. Hey, we're going to go ahead and, take some more callers there, Goofy. You want to let anybody know where are you at, where are you going to be performing at or anything?
Okay, on the 19th here in Buffalo, New York at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be at the Saturn Club. And then on March 24th, I will be in Weston, West Virginia, 9 p.m. at the Players Sports Club. And on the 27th, I'll be at Bowling Green. Where the hell is that? Bowling Green. What the fuck? I forgot. Well, anyways, I'll be at the Double Dogs over there. Bowling Green. What the hell? Forgot the name.
I don't know the state either, man.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where I was at. I was going to go to Kentucky. Yeah. So I'll be at the Double Dogs. I'll be there on the 27th. So that's my tour. Check me out, Reverb Nation, and go to www.weedmaps.com. Look for your local bud, because I had to find some rotten weed from some guy named The Man out here. Some little midget thinks he's some baller. I swear, Ghost.
Are you kidding me, man?
No, because I asked around. I asked one of these girls. I go, hey, where can I get some weed at? And she goes, oh, this guy, they call him The Man. He get everything. So I called him up, and this little, he was about 5'5", coming, thinking he hardcore, and I'm 6'2", looking down at this guy. I go, I got your weed, brother. And I was like, okay, thanks, man.
Oh, man.
But believe me, this is not California weed, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm a capitalist for life, and keep me on the line, Ghost. Much love, and fuck all your trolls. And fuck
man.
Alex Jones, and fuck Howard Stern. Ghost is the best because he's capitalizing, and no one else could do it like the Ghost.
Hey, man, I really appreciate it there, Goof. Man, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling. Once again, this is the True Capitalist Radio program. I'm going to take some calls, 646-652-4869. We're talking a little bit about this nuclear fallout in Japan. It seems to be an all-out meltdown. Some of the radioactive material is going to hit the West Coast tomorrow. And, I just think that, everybody out there should be, heads up and try to take proper precautions when approaching this potential radioactivity. But let me move on to something else. What I want to talk about now is our president, Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Obama, at this point in time, is now calling on the UN, the United Nations, to propose, some kind of resolution so that we can airstrike Libya. Now, I don't understand why he's doing this now. Now Gaddafi is pretty much taking control of the whole entire country, except for Benghazi, I think, is one of the towns still left and held by the rebels. But basically, he has completely dominated this whole revolt. And the reason he's dominated it is because this guy's got planes, and he's been bombing the hell out of his own people. Now, after all this is said and done, after the Libyan rebels have been just completely depleted and murdered and slaughtered, all of a sudden now, this guy, our president, wants to launch some kind of an airstrike attack, even though you had Sarkozy considering doing it himself. So let me tell you something, folks. I mean, I think this is a little late. I think it's a little late at this point in time to be, going for any potential UN resolution that's supposed to, be passed to do any kind of airstrikes to Libya at this point in time. I mean, I think it would be a mistake. You're going to radicalize Libya, for Christ. You're going to radicalize Gaddafi again. Remember, this asshole was a terrorist. I mean, this is insane. I mean, where have you been, Mr. President? Where the hell have you been? Instead of golfing this past weekend, maybe you should have considered looking at the whole international scope of things. I mean, now you're just going for a UN resolution right now, for Christ's sake? It's a little late. Jeez Christ. And now you could potentially put us in an incident because now, Gaddafi's already saying, hey, anybody does that, you will pay. You will pay. Horrible, man. So look, I'm just saying, look, I mean, if we were going to do this, we should have done this a long time ago. All right, we should have done this like 2 weeks ago. We should have filed a resolution and either given airstrikes or a no-fly zone or something 2 weeks ago if we wanted to give the rebels any kind of legitimate chance to succeed in this revolution. But I think it's a disgrace now that, all of a sudden our president, I don't know, I guess he found time to basically get briefed on this particular subject matter, all of a sudden wants to deliver a resolution to the UN after the damn rebels have been completely depleted, for Christ's sake. All the rebels have been completely depleted. So anyway, I don't know what to say. I don't know. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. 111, you're on the air.
I'm basically I want to get his opinion on abortion. I want to ask him how. Hello?
You stupid silly bag. Get him off. Get him off. 000, you're on the air. Yeah, you're a silly bastard. 603, you're on the air.
I am the end of the moon. I'm gonna bomb you.
You silly bastard. You know that? You're a real silly bastard. Seriously, you are a real silly bastard. But hey, what do I expect, right? I mean, what do I expect from these damn nutty-ass fruit bowls out here? As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I didn't really appreciate that. Hold on just 1 second, folks. Just let me do this really fast, and then we'll get back to the show, okay? Let me just do this really quick, and then we'll get back to the show. That's what we'll do, okay?
Hello?
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 Hello, is this, who am I speaking to, please?
My name is Tutu.
Okay, so this is your name, this is your number from now on. Is it okay for me to just kind of spread your number out on the internet right now?
No, it's not okay.
No, I think it is okay. I think by you prank calling me. No, I think it is okay. As a matter of fact. No, I think it is okay. As a matter of fact, I think it's okay right now. What I'm going to do, I got a copy machine right now. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and put that on. Let me go ahead and turn my copy machine on here. Where is this goddamn thing here? Let's put it on here. And I'm gonna print this asshole's number, and I'm just gonna start throwing it off the rooftop of my building right here. And let me tell you something right now. All right, I'm gonna throw it off the rooftop of my building. And once I throw it off the rooftop of my building, I don't know what's gonna happen. All right. I don't know what's gonna happen. So anyway, I'm gonna open up another beer. Oh yeah. Whoo. Very good. Very good. Let me call that bastard back one more time. Okay, let me just call him back one more time. All right? Let's call this silly bastard back one more time, huh?
Hey, what's up? This is Marty. I'm not available right now, so please.
Oh, hey, Marty!
I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right? Peace.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Marty. How you doing? I just got your number from, a bathroom. I'm out here in Austin, Texas. And, Marty, sometimes, after you eat like one of these, hardcore burritos from Chipotle, and you put the little, hot sauce in it and everything, and you eat it, and you have to take it just real hardcore, juicy crap. Well, that's what I did. And when I was sitting on the crapper, I looked up and it said, for a good time, call area code 603. Your own number. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give this to all my other people out there. My friend Ronaldo, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to my friend Sailor Boy, okay? I'm going to give it to my friend Gory Hole. I'm going to give it to all my friends, okay, Marty? And we really appreciate you, giving out your number. You know what I'm talking about? Let me tell you something. I'm going to get you, man. Okay? Thanks, Marty. Oh, yeah, by the way, is your last name McFly by any chance, Marty? If it is, that would be so great, we put you one of those little life preserver jackets, get you a little ball cap, and then put this little thing on, call you Marty McFly, huh? Sound a little hot there for you there, Sailor Boy, huh? Anyway, when is this message going to end, for Christ's sake? I'm sitting over here taking like 3 minutes of your time. What do you got the ultimate message retrieval voicemail, for Christ's sake? I mean, I could literally recite an Edgar Allan Poe poem. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to continue to talk until I get that bitch at the end that usually
says,
"You
have reached the maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message.
Anyway,
press 2 to erase and re-record. Press 3.
I can't do it. Anyway, he's going to get that message. And Marty will love it. All right, Marty's going to love it. Old Marty. Oh man. I'm going to start prank calling that asshole every day now. I want to know why? Because I don't like people that prank call me and just act like a tard. I really take it personal when people call up and try to act like retarded people. I think it's a disgrace, really. I sold off my business recently. I used to employ a retard. Now he's, under the current employer. The transaction's still in process, but it's pretty much a done deal. If he backs out the deal from it now, I could sue his ass. But I employ this retard, and the job of this retard is nothing more than just to clean the floors, clean the crapper, because when you have a brick mortar business that's in the public, believe it or not, you actually have to have a crapper for these assholes out here, at least under, certain, whatever, depending on your municipality, all right? And what's unfortunate is that whenever I have the public go into my, or what used to be my business's public bathroom, I don't know what it is. I don't know if for some reason people just have to take the turds and just kind of rub them all over the wall, or if they put their ass cheeks on the wall and just take the turd. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, it looks like, it just looks horrible. It looks like a disgusting, defecated mess, to say the least. And, this retard that I have hired, he cleans this bathroom every day, spick and span, spotless, and he loves his job. He's happy. One of the most genuine souls that you'll ever meet in your life. This mentally handicapped person, this retarded person, actually loves the job of cleaning up that crapper, cleaning up the floor, and that sort of thing. And for people to call up and act like a tard, I find it personally offensive. I really do. So, Marty, you stupid, silly bastard, don't call me up acting like a tart again. I don't appreciate it, all right? I don't. And not only that, change that fruity-ass message you got going on, for Christ's sake. You think you're getting laid with that message, huh?
Hi, this is Marty. I just want to see people's toolbox.
Yeah, maybe, give me a break. You actually think you're getting laid with that? You actually think women are going to be like, oh, my God, that sounds like a hot guy. That sounds like some guy that I really want, defending me in a fight, huh? I mean, haven't dudes realized this? That, if you're one of these little feminine, physical attributed, feminine vernacular-ridden males, that if you got some bomb-ass bimbo that's the attention of every social event that you happen to patronize, that, guys are going to go up to her and hit on her anyway, and your little fruity ass has actually got to go out and defend the honor of not only yourself, but this bimbo. I mean, don't you idiots think about that? I mean, do you honestly think that you're going to be able to defend the honor of some, a bimbo that seems to be getting all the attention from the room? No. So give me a break. Anyway, we got off topic there. I'm sorry. It's St. Patty's Day, folks. I've been drinking. I'm trying to have a good time here. I got assholes calling me up, prank calling me, but like a bunch of milky-licking jerkasses. We were talking about how President Obama is calling for a resolution in the UN to give airstrikes to Libya. I think that this is a precursor for radicalizing Muammar Gaddafi and his family again. If we were going to do this, we should have done this 2 or 3 weeks ago before the whole damn rebel forces were depleted by airstrikes by Muammar Gaddafi. And I think this is insane, man. Instead of golfing this weekend, Mr. President, you should have been, stepping your game up and stepping your chain up and, maybe getting debriefed on the situation in Libya. If you wanted to call for UN airstrikes, you should have done this weeks ago. Jesus Christ, now the damn rebels out there are depleted. They got a bad taste in their mouth. They feel that the international community has let them down. And now, all of a sudden, now that they're getting the bejesus beat out of them, they're getting killed, slaughtered out there in the revolution, now you're calling for a United Nations resolution for airstrikes? Come on, Mr. President. Give me a break. Anyway, let me take a chug of this beer, folks. Very good. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to move on to another subject matter. Groupon.com. We all know Groupon.com. If you don't, you probably watched the Super Bowl and saw that Timothy Hutton commercial where they were basically making making lighthearted humor of the oppression of the Tibetan people in China. But anyway, even with that myth, Groupon.com seems to be on target. They seem to be serious business, to say the least. They rejected, several months ago, the people who started Groupon.com, they rejected a $7 billion offer from Google. Seriously, they rejected a $7 billion offer from Google. Well, I thought they were nuts, and I'm sure everybody else thought they were nuts. But now they're considering an initial public offering in the stock market. They actually have investors coming forth with capital to the table, and they're looking later this year for an initial public offering. So for all you investors, be on the lookout for that. But the evaluation of the company is at $25 billion. I mean, can you believe this crap? I mean, $25 billion for Groupon.com, for Christ's sake. I mean, what? Give me a goddamn. I mean, give me a break, man. Good Lord. Anyway, maybe that was a decent business move. Oh, anybody that doesn't know what Groupon.com is, it's a coupon website that basically the formula is they get about 40 or 50, 60 people, 100 people together within the same vicinity of a specific business. And they make an arrangement where they're going to promise a guaranteed 100 people visiting this business if the business gives Groupon members a certain percentage off of the price or a certain sale or a certain discount. And basically, this is the formula around Groupon's business model. It's basically, I'm not joking, that's the business model, all right? If there's like, let's say, Joe's Pizza Shop down the corner, he goes to Groupon and say, hey, I'm willing to give my traditional $15.99 large pizza, I'm willing to give it to your Groupon members as long as you can guarantee me like 100 or 150 people. I'll give your Groupon members $9.99 for my large pizza. That's what Groupon does. Groupon gets a committed 100 people or 150 people to buy a pizza from this particular Joe's Pizza. This is just a fictional business, of course, to buy, these pizzas at $9.99. So at the same time, they're taking losses maybe on their profit margins, but they're actually developing a new base of people if their product or service, kind of takes to the Groupon member the right way. So believe it or not, I know people are shocked. I know there's a lot of people that are internet gurus that listen to me that know about internet websites, know how to program HTML, Flash, all that stuff, and you're thinking to yourself, good God, I mean that's all Groupon.com is, and it's a $25 billion company, for Christ's sake? Yeah, that's all Groupon.com is, man. That's all it is. Jesus Christ, right? I mean, doesn't that make you sick? I mean, let me tell you something, man. It makes me sick. Hey, but, more power to those guys. Hey, if you can find a business model and make things go, and go ahead, 646-652-4869. What do you think about this? Let's take some calls. 000, you're on the air. No, you're taking too long. 404, you're on the air.
If only I came up with that Groupon offer, that would have been awesome. How's it going, Ghost?
Hey, what's up, man?
Billy D. Williams.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I gave you some props early in the broadcast, man. You see natural gas stocks today?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man, they were up the ass today. Not even that. Natural gas futures up the ass today for some reason. Let me tell you, you called this helter-skelter market because people are not investing in traditional fundamentals anymore, man. Now they're just investing in fear and in impulse. I remember when I think it was the time you called when you asked about natural gas and the Hitachi play. Hitachi looked good today, too, on a short – well, everything looked good today. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Man, the natural gas stocks took a tremendous increase today, man. I saw some at an increase of 6%, 7%. Great short plays. The natural gas futures went up. I think I got it right here. I think it went up like something close to. They went up 5.61% today, man. Get natural gas futures. So let me tell you, good call, good play, and you got your game on when you're looking at these types of fundamentals. Now. Once again, I think this is all impulse. But you called it, man, and if you can get the gauge of the investor's frequency of impulse, you're going to make some serious money. So congrats to you on that, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, like you said, though, it's short term. But, I mean, I wanted to weigh on a couple of the topics. First of all, the nuclear is that it's funny, I actually live down in Florida, but I am tomorrow actually traveling out to San Francisco for vacation. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Been playing for over 3 months, so I'm going out there. I'm really not too concerned. The one group that I work for, we actually deal with some of that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm really not too concerned. We get different releases every day. A good website to go to if you want to actually check it out and get more of like an industry look as opposed to just the governmental view is NEI.org, and that's Nuclear Energy Institute.
Okay.
Pretty interesting website that talks about all the different reactors. I think there's a total of 6 of them out there, and it gives the status updates regular. You can even get Twitter feeds on it. So.
Oh, man, say that website again for people that are out there in the West Coast that are concerned. There's a lot of people out there.
Yeah, no problem. NEI, and it's Nuclear Energy Institute, but it's NEI.org. And you just go to news and events.
I'm sure people are going to use that at this point in time out there in the West Coast. And the president just came on before we came on the air. basically saying that, there is going to be radioactivity hitting the West Coast down into California, going up as far as Alaska, but he's trying to calm nerves and saying it's not going to be as much to affect the population. It's going to be very minute levels, and I'm just a little concerned, man, because, I know that we've done nuclear testing before. I know we've done it in the Pacific Ocean. I know we've done it in Nevada, in Arizona. But that's a centralized nuclear explosion. This is not, what's happening here is just a meltdown release of nuclear reactors, which is something that is really unprecedented. And I think if I was on the West Coast, I'd be a little concerned. I'm not trying to stop you there, man, because I know how it is. I got a damn condo out there in out there off the Gulf Coast, and when this oil spill happened, I was a little upset that when I went down there to the coast, I'd see damn oil coming up from the Gulf, but we didn't. The fish is still edible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go home after I patronize the bars. I'm going to fry me up some codfish tonight, and it's great, but. You always have to take precaution, and I just don't know what to say. It's just an unprecedented situation, man. It's an unprecedented earthquake, unprecedented tsunami, man.
It absolutely is, and it's a shame, and it's a total tragedy that has happened. But yeah,
I think Japan will bounce back, though. Did you know the average Japanese person has $135,000 in capital in their bank accounts?
Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
They're very disciplined. They're a lot more disciplined than we are here in the United States, that's for sure. But, the situation over there is fluid at best as far as the reactors go. I mean, right now, everything, the last report I had was things are starting to look a little bit more stable, but, that's fluid at best because you're dealing with nuclear energy here. So it's anyone's guess.
Certainly. And this is setting precedent, so we're going to see how it unfolds, man.
Absolutely. As far as the whole Obama and these tactical airstrikes with the UN, since when did they become? Since when did the UN become the United States daddy? I must have missed that memo.
Yeah, that's what John Bolton was saying today on Fox Business. That if we should have done this, we should have done this a long time ago, and we should have if not bombed the hell out of Libya, we should have at least implemented a no-fly zone so that it would give these rebels a fighting chance if that's what the intention is with these airstrikes. I don't know what the intention is for going to the United Nations. I don't get this at this point in time when Gaddafi's got control of 85-90% of the country at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing for him to say, look, baby, I did something. Check it out, baby. I don't know.
That's what it sounds like to me, that, he's just trying to look like he is doing something. He's taking a lot of criticism for his lackadaisical approach to everything that's going on. As a matter of fact, I didn't want to put this in the headlines, but Hillary Clinton is considering, I'm not saying running for president, but it looks like she's considering running for president, because there was a report today saying that she doesn't want to be Secretary of State, even if Barack Obama wins 2012 presidential elections. And if you look at who's really doing all the talking out here, look at Hillary Clinton. She's out there. She was in Tahrir Square yesterday in Egypt. I mean, she had about 150 Secret Service deep. But she was in the middle there. She's trying to look as though she's doing something to remedy the situation. She's trying to play Bill Clinton. And let me tell you, Bill Clinton was a hell of a international relations guy, and this is what the president should be doing right now. The president should be making these types of initiatives, and I hate to keep giving credit to Slick Willie here, but let's be honest. I mean, he was a liberal that was fiscally conservative, and he was on top of the ball when it came to international relations. He wasn't just going to let something go by the wayside and just let it unfold in some organic fashion. And this is what this president has done. I mean, he's allowed, first of all, this Middle East situation to get completely out of hand. He's basically allowed Egypt to fall right from underneath itself, and we had no kind of idea of where the opposition or where this rebellion, had its intellectual foundation, because they have none. They're just pissed that Mubarak was in power, and they want more money, they want more food, whatever the case might be. And that particular revolution gave every oppressed people in the Middle East fervor to do the same damn thing, and now we've got a complete and utter chaotic situation in the Middle East. This is why the Saudis, they felt betrayed by Obama, basically, because of this. This is why they unilaterally went into Bahrain and are quashing the Bahrain uprising. Now, it's a big mistake because you've got these Shiites now, which is, Iran's contingency of Islam, that are furious at this Sunni oppression, which that's what the royal family is. That's what most of the royal families are in the Middle East region. They're Sunnis, and they're dominating, which are, a lot of these countries are dominated by Shiites, but they're actually ruling over these people. And I'm telling you, this is a recipe for disaster. If we should have helped anybody, we should have helped the Iranian resistance in there so that these Iranian assholes like the Ayatollah and Ahmadinejad can't saber rattle. They can't provoke what's going on out here. Because let me tell you, they are going to provoke this Shiite situation. And it could be all-out war, and I don't want that. I would much prefer stability, because if we can keep these barrels of oil, WTI sweet crude, under about $90 to $95 a barrel, I think that we can have a rebound in America. And I think that we could see a bull market to about 14,000 on the Dow. I'm not BSing, man.
No, it'd be huge. It'd be huge if that happens. And
but the problem is that I don't think that we're going to do it. I mean, there's just too much destabilization. That's why we had a run up today, back over $100 a barrel today on WTI sweet crude. And I don't think that we can sustain, or at least the consumer can sustain, these types of high level of energy cost.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say for right now. Like you said, I mean, it's something that's continually moving. We're going to have to see. I mean, it's an interesting time right now, and but I think if you got the capital and everything, now's a good time to play it. So.
And definitely just ride the waves of the volatility, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Did you see the volatility today? I mean, even though it was an up market, at one point, everything increased. I mean, I saw the Dow up 150 points. Then right about lunchtime, Central Standard Time, I saw the Dow go down to 89 points on the upside. And then it went back up again here at the end to almost 200 points on the upside. So if you've got just a couple of $1,000, man, and just want to, open up an account and just look at, and they have these types of software, these pieces of software where you can actually look at the top movers, the top gainers, and go out there and get a piece of that action. So even if it's just a couple of bucks, even if you're just, getting a couple of $100 on a upside trend of some good earnings company or acquisition or something of that nature, you can get some serious capital by accumulating these types of trades on a consistent basis, which is like day trading, and get that capital for other financial instruments, man. So I hope you're doing that. I hope everybody's doing that out there, riding the damn financial wave of the volatility that's in the markets today, man.
Yeah, I'm throwing in every bit of cash right now I can into the market, and I've got it set to where I've got it on a few select stocks that I'm going to continue to buy and buy and buy until this thing starts to get to a point where I think it's too high. But can I hit you real quick on a story, a pretty interesting one I think you'd get a kick out of today?
Go ahead, man.
All right, I'll make it real quick.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sitting there at work today, right? Mail guy comes by. And he's having me sign for a couple of UPS packages I got. And I hear him, he's going, no. And I go, what? I go, are these not mine? He goes, they're, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
what the hell is this guy's problem?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I realized, I thought, oh, he has an iPod, or maybe he's rapping or something. But then I look, and I finally said, dude, are these mine or not? He goes, oh, hold on. And he was talking on person. He had a freaking iPhone, right? So the guy's sitting there with an iPhone. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, dog. I'm talking with the mortgage people, man. They fixing to take my home." And I'm sitting there going, "God damn, you got to be kidding me! You got an iPhone, and you can't. You got an iPhone and you can't afford a house."
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm saying about the damn Poe in America, man. I mean, these idiots are claiming, man, I'm Poe, I can't do this, I can't do that. And yet, iPhones, plasma screens, leather furniture, you got the nice fixtures in the bathroom, the whole night. I bet you these idiots are eating a la carte at steakhouses.
Oh,
you know
the
what I'm saying?
Remastered.
And these idiots have the audacity to sit here and say, oh, man, I'm Poe in America, man. They're about to take my house, baby. It's not fair, baby. It's not fair. My kids, baby. They're not doing this, and they're not understanding my kids. Ah, Jesus Christ, that makes me sick, man. You don't even understand.
No, I got you, man. But,
so this was a male guy?
Yeah, this was a mail guy. This is a guy for our company. He actually goes around, he delivers the mail and everything. I mean, hell, he has a nicer phone than I got. Got to admit it, but you know what? I'm obviously, if he can't afford his freaking house, he can't. I don't know how he can afford, whatever that monthly payment plan is on that phone. So maybe he's getting the cash assistance. I don't know.
Man, I would not doubt it. You can get free cell phones now in the government. I don't know about iPads, but iPods or iPhones, whatever the hell. But
yeah.
I know you can get free cell phones. But the audacity, I mean, do you understand the audacity of these people? I'm glad you understand, man, and you're a younger person because you've got these young people that are so, pussified with this liberalism, and it's because of the public education, because of the people in college, the professors, the liberal media. But I'm glad you're understanding that these idiots that claim to be Poe, these assholes that claim that, oh, I'm having a bad time, baby, these people are not poor. These people are just, they're stupid. That's what they are. They're just freaking stupid.
Yeah,
and it makes me sick that we have compassion. There's idiots that are giving these people compassion, man. This is why we have so many entitlements. It makes me sick, man. God damn it, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, no, Ghost, my father grew up on a farm. And he truly was. I mean, he was dog dick poor, had no money and everything. What did he do? He didn't sit there. He didn't join a freaking union like his father did and go work in the plant and have some asshole bargain for him. He went out there, he got off his ass, and he worked for everything he had. And I still believe in that. I still believe that you can do that in this country. You just got to sit there and work harder than anybody else, and you got to be willing to do it. If you don't do it, then, like you said, you get what you put in. And I know
exactly.
Things are changing, but I still believe you can do it. We might be at odds with that, but I still think you can get what you put in. And you might have to work harder.
I think you can too. And as a matter of fact, I call on all young people that are working, man. This is the time to take risks. These are the time to go out and play the stock market. This is the time to go out and make that business that you want. This is the time to go out and invest in real estate, because if you don't, and you get old and you do the same thing your mom and dad did, which were just work and then just fundle around credit around everywhere just on materials that it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. And then when they finally took risks, this is what happened. Most of the older people took risks when they were about in their 40s, late 30s, 40s, and 50s. Then that risk just bellied up on them. And now they realize that it's going to take more than their lifetime for them to bounce back. Now a lot of these people are just, embracing and hugging these entitlements with wholehearted arms because this is all they have. And you see, that's why I tell young people, man, don't blow the money on bimbos and drinks. Don't go out there and blow the money on threads that are going to rip in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks anyway. Don't go out there and do this. Invest in anything that you can. Gold, invest in stocks, invest in real estate. If you like cars, invest in cars and make sure that they're in proper condition and up to date. I mean, invest in artwork, invest in wine, champagne, invest in anything. Especially if you are a parent. Let's say you're a parent and you're a young parent and you want to do something for your kids. If you're one of these people that unfortunately knocked up the stripper at the local Ooh La La bar, and you want to do something for your kid. Don't sit there and give them a goddamn college fund. Buy them a stock that's under their name that they ain't going to touch for 20 years, and I guarantee you the maturity of that stock is going to be 20 or 30, 40 times what you would have ever put in some rainy day fund or in some college fund. I guarantee it, man. I guarantee it.
I agree. I've done the exact same thing. I have a young cousin. She's a little... she's almost like a younger sister to me, but I've done that for her, and that money's grown exponentially throughout the years, and that's just putting in just a solid growth fund. So,
damn right,
you're absolutely right.
especially if you're a long-term investor. I always say, if you hold stocks for 20 years, you're gonna get some serious money. You're not even going to imagine.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you hear about these old hags that lived in a shack or something, but they bought like 10 shares of whatever 50, 60 years ago, and now they're millionaires, but they still live in a little shack because they're little pious, lonely, God-fearing women.
Bastards.
This is how they get millions. They bought like 10 shares. They forgot about it, and they just kind of hold on to it. It's under their name, so it's not like they can never reclaim it or anything if they lose the shares. And lo and behold, they're millionaires. And what do? They donate their freaking money to like girls' schools and shit like that. It's sick, man.
I agree.
Well, anyway, Billy D, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's always good to hear your insight. Good call on that natural gas play, and especially Hitachi. Hitachi was up a couple of % today, but I think that was just on, bottom feeder buyback. I think we're going to see some negative once again once this nuclear fallout fully comes to flourish. I don't know if you heard today, after today closed, Disney is suspending its operations in Japan. So that should send the market negative, especially Japan stocks. So I don't know.
Yeah. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But anyways,
no, that was a good call, man.
I appreciate it. But Ghost, you have an excellent show. I love listening to you every day. Take it easy. And I just find it funny that all these the prank calls always ramp up every time there's a spring break or Christmas break. So it's just kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Anyway, man, thanks for calling. That's Billy D. Williams, man, an avid listener, an avid caller, and we appreciate him for calling, man. Anyway, before we got into that discussion with Billy D., we were talking about how Groupon.com, the coupon site, is now IPO evaluation of $25 billion. They're talking about making an initial public offering in the stock market or later in the year. So I think it's going to be some serious business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, serious business. I mean, what does everybody think? I mean, you going to invest in this play if you see initial public offering on Groupon? I mean, what are they? Are they the new, like, Facebook of advertising? I mean, you have to be a member to take advantage of what's going on. And at the same time, you have to get in with 100 people or maybe 150 people. I know. I'm not specifically 100% knowing what their business model is. I'm just basically paraphrasing, so to speak, what it is. But that's basically how they get their revenue. And $25 billion, for Christ's sake. I mean, goddamn. And, of course, you got so many copycats. I mean, there's Living Social. There's a couple of other ones out there that are trying to come up. But this is one of those business models that have just popped out of the woodwork. And let me tell you something, man. $25 billion for Groupon.com. I mean, it kind of makes that the guy who created it look like a genius for rejecting the $7 billion in cash that Google was offering him for his website. Yeah, he rejected $7 billion in cash, man. I thought he was an idiot. If he can get this $25 billion in IPO, I mean, good God. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Let's take some more callers that are out there. 727, you there? Area code 727, you there? Yeah, there's no sound there on 727. Let's go 000. You there?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Me, Michael.
What's going on, Michael?
Hey, you can call me Copper Cab. I created the YouTube video Gingers Do Have Souls and stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to.
Is this the real? Are you kidding me? This is the real Copper Cab?
Yeah, this is me. My friends brought me into a Skype call and wanted me to call you because I've actually wanted to talk to you. I've been listening to you for a while.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. That was a funny-ass video, man. Funny-ass video.
Thanks a lot, man. I mean, I wasn't trying to be funny, but, I mean, it's just, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I
know you weren't meant to be funny. I know that, you were probably a little pissed at people, being jerks and, calling you a ginger and, the whole no soul thing. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm a Christian, so I believe that I have a soul. I believe that everyone has souls. But anyway, I heard you talking about investing. And by the way, I love your show, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
I wanted to talk about, you mentioned investing. I don't want to get that far into it because the last guy kind of dragged on a lot. But I just wanted to say that I want to get your opinion on something I've been looking into a lot lately. I want to, lithium fuel. They say in the next 10 years the stock of lithium will rise drastically due to gas shortages, and it's happening. I've been researching it now for the past 4 months, and I've discovered so much. Well, right now there's this company named Mammoth Lithium Fuel that just bought 39,000 acres of land over in Libya for lithium. You know the stock.
Do you have a symbol on that, man?
A symbol?
Yeah.
No.
Like an investment symbol, like the company symbol.
Yeah. You know the stock for Mammoth Lithium is 1/1000th of a penny at the moment.
No. What's the? Do you know the symbol on it? I want to see the chart or anything that we have on it. If it's out there.
There's just a website where you can invest. I'm looking into it, and I want to know if, what your opinion on investing. Should I do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think that it's inevitable that alternative energy sources are going to be a big key player in the future. Lithium, it's a potential. I'm not too familiar with that technology. If you've seen that, the potential growth is there for a potential play, I mean, obviously I would take it. It'd be long term, obviously. But because of this nuclear reaction, this nuclear reactor fallout, I think that we're seeing a lot of, I think we could see a lot of, different diversity and a lot of different energy sources. I mean, right after the nuclear fallout happened, right after these generators started blowing up, we started seeing spikes in solar energy. Today we saw a spike in natural gas. So let me tell you something. I think that, if you're seriously considering going long on some kind of alternative energy, it's not a bad play, because I think that there needs to be alternative energy sources besides the current ones we have. The problem is all the government investment that has been put into solar energy, a lot of the government investment that's been put into actual ethanol energy, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, turning food into gas. I mean, I think people should be, sold the food to eat, not to, burning food to, pump our gas guzzlers. So I'm not sure. I mean, I know that lithium is a toxic element. So it's a possibility that it could be a downside, a down risk. So I'm not sure. Are you thinking about going long term or short term, or what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about going long term. My friend's made over $2,000 off of it so far, and he's 19 years old and he's already making money off of it, and because it's gone up a few cents, and I mean percentages of cents, and I really want to get in on it. And he says that in the next 5 years he could have over $400,000 if all goes as planned, and I'm just really, I've got my mind on it a lot. I mean, I had to leave school because of the bullying and harassment constantly, and I got my GED, and
no, I hear you on that. I mean, the social landscape of schools are ridiculous, for Christ's sake, so I can understand why you got the hell out of there. But no, I'm not big on, getting the pennies. I don't really like penny stocks per se, but like I said, if you're looking and eyeballing a long-term investment in alternative energy, that'd be something to eyeball. I would obviously look into the potential side effects of any lithium-based, energy source. If there's going to be any kind of industrial runoff, or any kind of things that could jeopardize the potential for this energy source. But at the same time there, Copper Cab, I think you should also look into some of these, low stocks that are in the market today. If you can get yourself a couple of $1,000 scraped up together, opening yourself up a brokerage account, and just start reading, how high these stocks go. Like, they have software now, depending on your broker. They have software that'll actually pop up up to the second. It'll pop up what stocks are moving by volume, what stocks are moving by price, by percentage. And, if you just take those, several $1,000s and move it into some of these, stocks that are moving on the upside and hold on to it for a couple of minutes, an hour, 2 hours, depending on the potential upside of profit for that day, you can make some serious capital, man. I'm telling you, you can make, $200, $300, $400 a day if you know how to ride these waves of volatility. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I agree completely.
So what's up, man?
I'm going to be flying out to California in a week and a half to work on a music video to support anti-bullying on the internet, and I was wondering, should I be worried about flying out to California? Because I'm going out there in a week and a half to work with Dan Neer and the company ADA Sport. It's a television network, and I'm going to do a commercial with the cast of Twilight, the Twilight movies about the vampires.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'm doing a support something, bunch of shit on the internet, people committing suicide because of bullying,
No, I hear you, man. I mean, I agree. I think this bullying nonsense is a bunch of garbage.
Trolls.
And
I can't stand trolls.
And what's really unfortunate is that it's really, taking a front seat to children's upbringing, man. I mean,
right.
It's affecting the way people are being brought up. People can't even just be innocent kids anymore and just grow up a regular child without, being bombarded with ridicule and disgrace.
Everybody has the internet, and for that, there's no more innocence in the world.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. And look, I saw that video. I know that, what happened with the South Park situation, man? I mean, did you sue their ass?
I didn't sue them. I can still sue them because when they did that to me, I was a minor, and I can get them for defamation of character and harassment of a minor. And
you're goddamn right, man.
That
would
look very, very bad. That would look very bad for their company. That would be very bad publicity for them.
You're damn right, man. Sue those bastards. Get yourself an attorney, man. They should be able to. They should be able to do that pro bono.
Yeah. And they
and you should be able to get some serious capital.
I should be able to. It's bullshit.
Yeah, and I know they're going to claim public domain,
right?
But if that's the case, then your lawyer should be arguing. Well, then your thing should be public domain. Then everything that you produce should be public domain, and we shouldn't have any kind of copyrights.
I copyrighted Gingers Do Have Souls in all my quotes before they put that up there because I knew they were going to try to do that. I knew it. I predicted it.
Oh, man, well, what are you doing? You should be going to a lawyer. You should be suing these guys' asses off, man, in my view, in my opinion. I mean, give me a break. I mean, these guys have done enough to this society. I mean, I think that, they need, a good litigious kick in the ass. I know that the Muslims have, got them scared a little bit now because they made fun of Muhammad.
Good for the Muslims. Scared.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can't be talking so much crap and think that you're just gonna, not get any kind of horrific recourse.
They think they're hard asses. They can do whatever the fuck they want on the television because they've gone so long. They've almost gone 10 years now making fun of black people, Hispanics. It's
stupid.
They attack ginger people. Now they've made a stereotype. I'm a stereotype now on the internet. Everyone, you're a copper cab. You got no soul like copper cab because you're redheaded. Like really fucking. Wow.
Are you kidding me? Are people calling people calling people that are redheads copper cab?
Yeah. I'm like, way to be a fucking wizard, you douchebag.
Oh man, that's horrible, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, do you not know a lawyer or something? I mean, seriously.
My aunt is a lawyer.
I'm serious. Maybe you should just consider, throwing. I'm just my opinion. I mean, because I think it's sad that
I trust your opinion. Man.
And I just don't understand why someone can, someone can get away with, especially if you got copyrights. That's even better.
Right. I was a minor. I was 17. I was 17 at the time.
Yeah, you should really look into that, man. You should really look into that, and at the same time. It'll put a message to these assholes that, hey, you can't sit here and just start randomly using people's faces and likeness and the whole night. You can't do this without, having some kind of written consent, you ass clown. You know what I'm saying?
I was laying down and I looked up to the television. I was watching Comedy Central, right? The fucking bastards. I look up and I see Gingers Have Souls. I see Cartman dressed up as me. Cartman, the little fat fucker on South Park, Matt and Trey Stone's television show.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at the television, and I see me on there. I see Cartman dressed up as me, like mimicking me or whatever it is, whatever the word is.
Unbelievable, man.
My heart started racing. I basically had an anxiety attack. I was just freaked out because I knew everyone at school was going to get 10 times as worse. People were going to know me and where I live, and they were all going to start fucking harassing me more. I mean, I was like, what the fuck next? Am I going to get lynched? I mean, geez.
I mean, and you had to drop out of school for this there?
Yes.
Oh, man.
It was bad.
So I mean, what's I know that you're calling you in for anti-bullying. I think that's a good start. I mean,
Great
what's
message,
the future for you? What's the future for you, Copper Cab? Because look, I agree. I mean, there was 40 million hits or something on your YouTube video, something of that nature.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
15,600,000 so far. On one of my
15
videos.
million. I know it's a lot. I mean, maybe I'm overstepping it, but that's a lot of people that know who you are, man. And not to mention that now, instead of taking the message that you were trying to portray, that hey, I'm angry, I'm sick of this crap.
Yes.
They're taking this and just kind of making you some kind of a mockery. They're actually using you as some kind of a suggestion, like for other people. Like if somebody else is on a website or a Facebook or a YouTube, they're saying, "Hey, look, it's Copper Cab."
Hey, look, yeah. They're using me as a stereotype now.
Unbelievable.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'm a fucking stereotype now. It's disgusting, and it pisses me off so bad. All I wanted to be remembered for was that kid that stood up against people when everyone told him to back down and to take the hate and to leave and run away, and I didn't run away. I will never give up.
Yeah, it's sad. Are you looking at the chat room here? I mean, they're saying gingers don't have souls.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes. They can all suck my dick.
Why are they doing this to you, man? You sound like a nice kid, man. As a matter of fact, you sound like a very upstanding. What's going on?
I'm a very nice guy. See, but people only know me via YouTube, the YouTube channel, or
Yeah.
They don't know me. People know me in real life, and I'm really a nice guy, and I don't mean any harm to anyone. I mean, I want to be a representative for world peace one day. I really do. That's a dream of mine.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I mean, hell, one day I might even become a martyr or something. Someone might assassinate me or something like that. I don't want to be that, but whatever. It's just
don't talk that way, man. Come on, don't talk that way. Don't you want to capitalize, make some money, get some bimbos, swinging off your Johnson or something?
Well, yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe are you gay? I don't care if you're gay. Are you gay or something?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm just asking, man. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging, man. I'm out here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I'm engaged to a beautiful woman. Her name is
Oh,
Lauren.
good, man. Congrats, man. Let's drink to that, man. Heads up.
Yeah, drink. Yeah. St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day, man. I'm drinking over here. I'm sorry.
I'm actually making a new video today for St. Patrick's Day. Do you want me to give you a shout-out?
Yeah, hey, if you can give me a shout-out, man, that'd be great. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to have Mike Vallely on the program. Do you know that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's an old hero of mine. I love his skateboarding.
Straight up, he's going to be here tomorrow. I don't know, sometime between the hours of 4 and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But he's going to be here tomorrow, man. And if you could spread the word and have everybody come in here, it'd be great, man. I think it'd be it's going to be a hell of a show. I even bought some champagne, so I'll pop it on the air for his presence being on the show, because not too many people want to. Not too many people want to be on this program. They're a little afraid. Even Andrew Dice Clay, that fat old piece of garbage, was even he was afraid to come on here, for Christ's sake. He said, "Nah, I don't think so, man. You're going to make fun of me." And, he just didn't come on here, for Christ's sake.
What a bitch.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Way to tuck your tail between your legs,
Yeah, well, that's just what I'm saying. He can sit here and give it out in his, comedy clubs when he's talking to people, in the front row. He makes fun of people. That's what he does for a living. Here, I'm asking him for an interview, and because he thinks maybe Ghost has bigger balls than him, he doesn't want none. So it's good to see Mike Vallely, though. You're talking about an ultimate badass.
Mike Vallely, he's a badass, man.
You're damn right, man. This is the guy.
Saw that video of him taking down like 10 guys at once.
Hell yeah! Are you kidding me? He's a badass. He's an ultimate athlete. He's a hell of a musician with Revolution Mother. classic metal riffs. I kind of like that stuff. And he's just a great all-around guy. I'm glad he's coming on. He's going to be here tomorrow, man. So be here and call up.
I would love to. Man, I hope maybe. Is there any way I could talk to him at all?
Yeah, well, we'll take some calls. What I'm gonna do is give him an interview, and then we're gonna take a couple of calls, and just make sure that you're calling up, man.
I will definitely. What time do you think?
I think he's going to be here at 4. He's going to call in, and he should be here at about 4 o'clock, maybe a little after 4. It's Central Standard Time.
Yeah, Central. All right.
And he should be here, man. So spread the word about that, man. It's going to be an exciting show. He's going to bring all his. He's going to bring all his crew over here. People out there are going to bring their crew. Once again, Copper Cab, I want to thank you for calling up, man. Do you want to plug your YouTube channel?
I definitely, dude. If you want, YouTube.com/CopperCab. Come support. Come give me your opinions, whatever you want, man. I love Ghost. I love the True Capitalist, man.
I appreciate you listening in there, Copper Cab. And hey, man, keep fighting that bullying cause. Seriously. Don't let these assholes push you around anymore.
Thanks a lot, man. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow then.
All right, man. You take it easy there, Copper Cab. Anyway, let me tell you something. I want to say that we just got off the phone with Copper Cab. For all you folks that don't know who that is, he's got a very popular YouTube channel. This is the guy who basically made the video of Gingers Do Have Souls, and they made fun of him on Comedy Central's what's that stupid South Park. They actually made fun of this kid, and I'm advising him that maybe, just maybe, he should consider some kind of legal action against these assholes that used his likeness and basically the verbatim words that he used in the video. So much props, much props for Christ's sake. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to get another beer here while at the same time conducting the broadcast. 646-652-4869. Once again, it is St. Paddy's Day, my friends. It is St. Paddy's Day. Huh? Oh, yeah. St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to open up some more beers and have some more alcohol, baby. I know Copper Cab is Irish, huh? I tell you, I feel great. I feel the luck of the Irish coming on, laddie. Everybody out there that doesn't like me, they can kiss my shillelagh. For all you people out there that don't like me, you can kiss on my shillelagh. Oh, yes. All right, let me turn that off. Turn it on. Shut it off. All right, let's take some more callers here. 646-652-4869. It's a St. Paddy's Day edition, for Christ's sake. And let's take some more callers here. 000, you're on the air.
Hello?
Oh, fuck you.
Huh? Hello?
Is that me, Ghost?
Yeah, it's you. What's going on, man?
Oh, my bad. I thought I heard someone else sing like hello, and I was like, damn, I didn't get answered.
No, what's going on, man?
I'm sorry, man. Nothing. I'm just, I live in Boston, so we have a lot of Irish immigrants, although I myself, I'm nowhere close to being Irish. I'm Dutch, but, I do appreciate the Irish for bringing along this sort of all of consider, I guess, because I'm celebrating it with
hell yeah, especially being in Boston. Are you kidding me, man? You probably got a whole bunch of drunkard chicks, just walking around freely out there, just waiting for a shillelagh to penetrate their, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Man, I just tuned into the show not too long ago. I was listening earlier. I just wanted the store to refill my cup. You know what I'm saying? But
I hear you.
I mean, I think it's pretty scary with today's news because we got a lot of stuff going on in North Africa, the Middle East. We got this whole Japan stuff going on, and I've kind of been cutting out of the news because I've been busy at work because I work full time in the city. But when I've heard about the Yeah, when I heard about the radiation going all the way to the West Coast, I kind of feared because I've lived in the Bay Area of California like more than half my life, and for a couple of my buddies out there. But although they say the radiation fear is like really low, I had to call them up and tell them, just to be safe, because
no, absolutely, man. I'm trying to tell people in the West Coast to be safe also. Now, I'm not trying to, hyper sensationalize or scare anybody, but it is radioactive fallout coming towards the West Coast. Now, how much is it? Our government's not telling us. They're saying it's a minute amount, but we have to remember 5 nuclear reactors are down. I mean, that means they're in complete, utter meltdown, and all that steam that's coming out of those nuclear reactors is the meltdown. It's the radioactivity that's going on in the air. And I mean, this is not some centralized atom bomb or some kind of nuclear explosion that's centralized within a certain region. I mean, this is a meltdown from these reactors that, remember, this is a strong nuclear reaction. This is lighting up cities. So when you have this meltdown happening and it just kind of going into the air, I'm not trying to make any assumptions, but the government's not being forthcoming either. So you're absolutely right, man. Take proper precautions. Duct tape the crevices of your home if necessary. Maybe stock up on some food. I mean, I'm not trying to say that you should do that, but I would be concerned as well, especially you got family, friends up there, man. I mean, that's scary, man.
Yeah, it's very scary, and I just thought that was kind of odd to hear the Japanese government telling the local people in the Japanese city where the tsunami and the nuclear plant is to just stay in the house. It just kind of seemed like they wanted them to, kind of like die slowly. But I usually don't have a good respect for the Japanese culture. I'm not a big fan of anime or anything like this, but a tsunami is just devastating, and my prayers go out to the Japanese citizens, and I've seen some of those videos, and it was pretty gruesome.
Are you kidding me, man? I mean, that was way worse than what happened to the it probably took less lives because I hope it took less lives because Japan was more prepared. But, man, that was gruesome scenage with that tsunami. It was just unbelievable. Cars being swept up, boats being swept up, just really, really scary. I mean, it basically puts life into perspective when you realize that at any point in time, we could just, anything like this could happen. That's what I try to get across on my show, man, is to live it up, do whatever you can, make some investments, be a capitalist, save your money, don't be stupid about it, but at the same time, the reason you want to make more money so you can live a damn decent life. And, if God forbid, something like that happens and you're taken away in a tsunami or in a damn earthquake or in a natural disaster, I would like the last seconds of my life, when they say that life flashes before your eyes, I want to see all the good times and all the good things that I did, all the motivation, the progression, I mean, everything. I want all that to flash before my eyes, not me suffering and pissing and moaning and wishing somebody would help me when nobody's going to help me, this sort of thing, man. So, when I hear that you're, working hard, you're in the city, hopefully you're stacking your chips, man. Hopefully that you're diversifying whatever you're saving out there, because that's what life should be about, man. It should be about good times. It should be about you going out there, meeting some chicks, finding that special someone. I'm not advocating it, believe me, because it's kind of hard in this social landscape. But going out there and, having different experiences, traveling, going to the beach if necessary, going out and partying and being able to afford it, going out and having nice things, nice restaurants. That's what it's about, man. And if you're going to say, oh, it's not about that, Ghost, it's about this, it's about that, I guarantee you that those assholes that are saying that are living a shitty life. And I don't want people that are living shitty lives. I want people living good lives. We can live good lives, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, definitely, man. I still can't get over the tragedy. It's just like, this is a natural disaster, and we had a couple. We had some in Indonesia and Haiti. It almost seems like we're having these so often. It's just another day in the world. But people don't realize this is just a quick phase we're going through. But, I already myself, I've donated a bit of money to Japan and their causes.
That's good, man.
sometimes I have trouble believing the people I donate to, but I mean, I got to do something. I can't just, just ignore that a bunch of Japanese people are getting killed for, some natural disaster. But
well, and not only that, it's a man-made disaster now with these nuclear reactors just kind of going into meltdown. This is another thing that's kind of a blow to the Japanese culture, the Japanese country. And you're right, man. I mean, it's a shame that this is happening, and this is why I continue to tell people all the time that listen to my broadcast, man, don't bitch and moan, because this could happen to you. If you don't have assets, like, the people in Japan, believe it or not, the average person has got $135,000 in their bank account. So let's say you were hit up and you were a survivor, you could be able to kind of, take that rainy day money and be able to get the hell out of there and possibly get yourself hooked up, the nearest country in some badass hotel somewhere, and then figure out what you're going to do from there. But let's say for the people that didn't do that, this is what causes the serious, devastating situation and the fallout from, natural disasters of this nature, like Katrina, where individuals just got completely wiped out and did not know where to go, and we just can't have this anymore. This is why I keep telling that American people, unless you want to be like chattel, like they did to the Katrina people, and be under the government's thumb and put you in poisoned FEMA trailers and then you go ahead and do that. Me personally, I want assets, I want money so that if there is a devastating situation, if there is something, I can be able to get the hell out of here, and I can be able to do something and, get myself away from the situation to bounce back. And that's what I'm about, Strope, and I'm glad that you're working, man, and hopefully you're making some capital. I know Boston's a very expensive-ass city. It's a good city, though. Been out there many times, man. Very open, kind of bar brawlish, but, still a badass city, man. I've been in a couple of bars out there, and they've gotten into some bar brawls. And it just seems to be like common thing over there.
Hey, listen to me, Gus. I've been living here for like 2 years, and everyone here is a fucking asshole. I mean, excuse my language, but they're all miserable people because it gets so damn cold over here. I can't wait till I'm back in California. I got about 10 more months till my gig up here is over, and I'm heading back out west. But on another note, like these natural disasters is something people can't really avoid. And I mean, I'm over here stressing. When I go to the gas station to fill up my BM, I'm looking at that dollar sign, and it's up in the 40s when it used to be, 25. But we got people in Japan that are going without food, water, a warm place to be in. I mean, it makes me really appreciate the American life. It really makes me appreciate capitalism at its finest.
Absolutely,
man.
Absolutely.
People forget that. People forget.
No, they forget it. They forget it. They take advantage of it, Strope. Are you kidding me? They take advantage of it, man. I mean, I would much prefer being here or any other capitalist, geopolitical area that embraces the idea of making one's own money and being able to get what you put in. Because you can make your own life. You are your own destiny. And if people here want to make their destiny by having 8, 9 kids from 8, 9 different fathers, having all these, kids that they can't afford, doing all this nonsense, well, then don't complain when you have to deal with your responsibilities. And now people realize that having children, going out and, playing house and all this crap, I mean, it's personal responsibilities, and you have to have money to do so. And I'm glad that you understand, and I hope other people understand, man, that we got to go and we got to, make our cake, and we got to stack our chips, and we got to separate ourselves from those that are just, and I hate to say it, but those that are just not productive, those that are losers, man. I mean, I don't think you're a loser. I know I'm not a loser. I know that there's people out there that aren't losers either that listen in, and you know how you're not a loser? You're working, and you're paying taxes, you're saving your money, and you're living your life. You're not taking 1 red cent from the damn government, and I don't think you're not taking money from the government, right, man?
No, of course not, man. I have a full-time job. I really don't want to say where I'm at because some of the people in the chat
don't worry
room,
about it. No, don't even go there. I hear you.
But for a living, I work at a dealership, I work on cars, and a lot of people need their cars, so I know that's something that's going to keep me or it's definitely going to make me have a job in the future. It just seems like when I was working 2 years ago, people were willing to fix their cars left and right, but like in modern days, with the economy, it just seems like every time I tell a person, your car needs this and that, they're like, oh, too much money, and they blow me off. But my company's struggling at the moment. But some warm weather has popped up here in Boston. I mean, today was in the 60s, and the shop, every bay was filled with the car. So, I'm very optimistic. I think we have a bright future coming up during the summer, especially here in New England, where, it obviously gets cold and snow. And I'm just going to try to pull through the next 10, 12 months, and hopefully I'll head out west and do my thing over there.
No, I hear you, man, and you should, and make as much capital as you possibly can, and stack your chips, man. Go out there and invest in something, man. Even if you put $200 aside to buy this stock or that stock, believe it or not, if you hold on to it for the long term, man, you're going to get yourself paid off a hell of a lot better than any banking institution will pay you. Because, look. Let's say you buy a stock and it goes down a little bit. As long as you hold it for the long term, you're still going to get paid dividends, and dividends are the amount of money. Because remember, when you buy a stock, you own that stock. You own a piece of the company. So as a result, you deserve a portion, depending on how much stock you own, a portion of the profits. And that's what dividends are. They give you a dividend. So even though the stock may be fledgling, if it's a profitable company, and you know that they're making, money, they'll give you some dividends that, are a hell of a lot better of a return than some damn, 1.0 interest rate at a damn bank. And let's say the stock is great and it goes up. On top of getting dividends, you could sell it off for, 10, 20, 30 times what it's worth, man. It's beautiful. So, that's why I'm saying, man, even if you don't know the stock market, pick something that ain't going nowhere. Save up, just keep putting money in there. And after about 5-10 years, depending on how you invest, depending on how you move your money, in 5 years you can have about $20,000 or $30,000 worth of stock. And let me tell you, the bank is willing to give you about $100,000 worth of loans. That's if you want it, to open up your own shop, your own business, your own situation, man. It's that simple, man.
I don't know, Ghost. Me personally, I just don't like taking out loans because I went to a vocational college to do this mechanic stuff, and I paid it off already. But the feeling of owning someone money just makes me uncomfortable. It makes me stress.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but believe it or not, that all these people that are claiming to be rich out here in America. That's what rich is. The rich is your ability to be able to obtain credit. That rich person in that rich-ass house, they don't own that house in cash, man. That rich person that's driving that badass, Bentley or badass whatever the hell they're driving, they don't own that crap. The person that's, they don't own this crap. But, what makes you rich is your ability to be able to pay your monthly expenses and your monthly financial obligations. And as long as you're able to pay that, you can live in the badass house. You can drive the badass car. I understand what you're saying about being stressed, but at the same time, you want to be rich. You want to live large. You want to give yourself potential. So when you take out money, don't blow it on vacations or, adding on to the house or something of that nature. Think about, opening up a business. Think about, putting it in the stock market. Think about investing in something else that can take that loan and make it more, or better yet, take out a loan from the bank and pay off the next 2 or 3 years of your living expenses. And this way, whatever your living expenses are, whether it's $1,000 or $1,500 a month, you go out, you take a loan out for $75,000, whatever it is, whatever you can get, $75,000, and just automatically pay off every one of your expenses. So that the only thing that you're obligated is one monthly payment of $600. All right, one monthly payment, and you have free rent. Well, because your loan pays it off. You got no rent. You paid off your car, paid off everything. Everything's paid off every month, and then just save the capital that you're making from your job. Just save it. and just save it and save it and save it, and before you know it, you're going to obtain so much money from saving the capital that you're saving from, taking a loan out for 2 years worth of living expenses. The money that you saved in that bank, you can take out another loan that'll pay off the remainder of the loan that you're paying off then, and get a house all I'm trying to do is, you have to understand that it's a money game. It's a game of money mechanics. And if you're able to kind of, figure out this game, you can live rich without necessarily having to pay so much money, without having to make so much money. I mean, the more money you make, it's gravy, but inevitably what you want to do is make that money work for you. Now, don't put yourself in debts you can't pay for, but if you're going to take debts, this is the time to do it, man. You're young. You ain't never going to get these opportunities in your life again. Even if you do fail, you're young, man. You can bounce back. It's better than, taking a risk at 45 and then losing like half of America did in 2008, taking a loan at 45, losing, and then realizing, man, I'm not going to be able to bounce back in my lifetime, so I'm just going to continue collecting from the government. No, man, this is your time to take risks, man. You're a young person. Yeah, you're making capital. You got a job, man. It's your time to shine, man. Don't let the damn environment make you believe that I can't go there. You can go anywhere you want, man. It's that simple. This financial system is made for young people like you, man.
Well,
you know
I agree with you on that, but I have this personal thing where, like, if I owe someone money, I just can't get over the fact, like, I would not sleep at night. And you know what I do? A great capitalist site, in my opinion, is Craigslist. I mean, Craigslist is a good way to advertise yourself. I post ads on there all the time about being a mobile mechanic, and I make more money from Craigslist in a week than I do at working at my job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
yeah,
man. You should parlay that money into your own mobile business, man. You know how to do that?
Well, the thing is, I'm still young. I'm still saving up. To own your own shop, some of these, like, even a tire machine itself costs you, $10,000. One lift costs you $7,000. I mean, I'm still young. I got to save up some money. I mean, I got money in the bank. Someday I might consider taking out a loan for my business, but I'm still trying to get to learn the basics because I've been doing this job for like 2 years, and I really want to be able to master it and, know everything before I really go all out. And once I know everything, I'll go all out. Hopefully the economy will bounce back, and,
No, it's going to bounce back. Unless oil, look at that oil market. Unless oil goes up to about $120 a barrel, $130 a barrel, I think the economy is going to bounce back. But if it goes up to $120, $130 a barrel, we're going to see another double-dip recession. So, all eyes should be on that gas price, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of time. I just got to, I got to have patience. That's what it's all about. Just have a quick patience, just wait it out. And, once it's close, just make a quick move, and hopefully you'll come up on top.
No, you will, man. You got the right fundamentals going on for you, and a good trade, because cars ain't going anywhere, and people are going to need them fixed. Not everybody can get a new car every year. And you're the person to go to when anything happens. And believe it or not, these goddamn new car manufacturers are putting refurbished parts in our cars. They're putting rebuilt carburetors and shit in our cars, for Christ's sake. Can you believe this crap?
Yeah, I mean, there's another thing I won't be counting on too much, and those are those hybrids, because those things, to, install a new battery on one of those things is $600. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Are you kidding me? No way. $600.
Well, that's just the part itself. I don't know how much it is for labor. I haven't worked on them too much, but it just doesn't seem like hybrids are something that people can count on.
So $600 for a battery replacement if a battery goes out?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, hybrids, they have different batteries from the normal cars. The normal car battery is like $90, on average. It's like triple-sized batteries in the back, especially these Priuses.
And is it lithium?
I'm not too sure about the parts themselves. I just know that after like 6 years, they all fill.
Yeah, man, 6 years? Why the hell even invest? I mean, the whole purpose of getting these cars is to supposedly save money on gas and save money on energy and that sort of thing. If you get to replace them in 6 years, what good are they, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, Stroke, man, I want to thank you for calling, man. It's always good to hear from you, and it's good to hear those encouraging words from you that, you're going out, you're doing your own thing, you're trying to go on Craigslist. As a matter of fact, I would really eyeball that Craigslist mobile mechanic, and believe it or not, you could probably make some serious money off doing that. But I hear that, I hear you, security in job is a lot more important, so keep on with it there, Stroke, man. I appreciate you calling.
All right, no problem, Ghost. I'm starting up a blog here pretty soon.
Cool.
It's called the Bill Wagner. It's Bill Wagner blogspot.com. I have a post.
Bill Wagner. Did you say billwagner.blogspot.com? Because you cut in and out there.
No. It's Bill Wagner blogspot.com. I haven't updated it since like a couple of months. So that old post, it's old. It's done and said with. But I'm going to get back on there, and I'm going to focus the site on baiting pedophiles and, exposing them for the pieces of trash that they are,
Man, hell yeah. And let me tell you, you could probably get some media attention on that because did you hear about that pedophile ring that they just busted, international pedophile ring?
No, actually, I haven't heard a word about
it.
Yeah,
they just busted a huge international pedophile ring. They gathered up about 180 people worldwide. And they're looking to make more arrests. So, keep exposing them, man. Keep going out there and, making these people look like idiots because it's guys like you that's going to deter these idiots from considering doing such a ridiculous concept like going out and trying to solicit some pre-teenage person for sexual activities, man. I'm telling you, just you doing what you're doing is a threat enough for these idiots to think twice, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to Goofy Bone right now, but yeah, I mean it's garbage. I think some of these pedophiles, what they do is worse than committing a murder. I mean, it might not sound as bad because they're not actually taking someone's life, but they're taking someone's dignity, someone's feelings and emotions, and they're making them suffer throughout their whole life. I just want to do whatever to make these pedos feel like garbage.
They should feel like garbage. They should be humiliated. You're doing the right thing. That's why I air a lot of your pedo calls whenever I can find them. That's why I air them on here because it should be a call to all those pedophiles that are out there looking for a 15-year-old Annie Mae Rottencrotch to finger bang over the internet. It should be a heads up to these stupid, filthy, disgusting pieces of trash that they're not going to be able to do this anymore without any kind of recourse that could be implemented on their stupid, silly asses, man. So it's perfect. No BS, man.
Yeah, man. Well, anyways, good. Keep up the good work, and Ghost Politics for life, baby. Whoop, whoop.
Man, thank you very much, Strope, and thank you for calling. We really appreciate it. Keep up the pedo hunting because they deserve it. Anyway, folks, we had a barrage of calls here within the past, half hour or hour or so. We actually had Copper Cab call in. We had Strobe call in. We've had a lot of calls here. I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. I want to talk a little bit about how Diet Coke has passed Pepsi as the number 2 soda in America. Yeah, Diet Coke has actually surpassed Pepsi as the number 2 Coke in America. You know what the number 1 Coke is? Coke. And let me tell you, if you would have listened to us in February 4th, we were bullish on Coke. As a matter of fact, we were bullish on Coke as a safety play, as one of those investor safety plays. February 4th, if you'd have listened to us, you would have got in on that at about $53.16, give or take cents. A couple of cents forward, a couple of cents backwards. Today, folks, it closed out at $60.02. That's symbol COKE. All right? COKE. Today, it closed out at $60.02. All right? That's an increase of 12.90% on your goddamn money, baby. Woo! And that was a safety play there, man. I mean, that was a damn safety play. And now that, Diet Coke has surpassed Pepsi, if any Pepsi investors out there, I'd be eyeballing your stock really quick. It's just unbelievable news. It's just great growth. Once again, I know that Coke has got a pretty good market share. It's sitting on a lot of capital. COKE is the symbol. It's kind of high right now at $60. I still see some potential growth for this stock. My sell-off point would be about $65, $68, $65 actually. But we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how the volatility of the market goes. We're going to see how it reacts, and go from there. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Can you believe this crap? Diet Coke passes Pepsi as number 2 soda in America, for Christ's sake. On that note, I'm going to have me a beer. Let me go ahead and open up a goddamn beer. Woo! Man. Anyway, I don't want to remind everybody else. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but tomorrow, folks, tomorrow is the day when Mike Vallely comes to True Capitalist Radio. Comes to True Capitalist Radio and sits down with Ghost and actually does an interview. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm excited, for Christ's sake. I got myself a couple of bottles of Moet, and we're ready to pop some bottles. We're going to pop some bottles for Mike V tomorrow. So anybody who's out there, please spread it around like wildfire. Mike Vallely is going to be here tomorrow, all right? Tomorrow. And I just can't wait, man. I can't wait. Talking about a quintessential badass. Talking about a badass MF. You know what I'm talking about? If you haven't seen him, you need to do a YouTube search or a Google search about Mike Vallely. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a search. I mean, this guy literally, there's videos of this guy kicking like 8, 9 dudes' asses at the same time. Just kicking asses. Just kicking ass and taking names. No BS. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me take a drink of this beer. Somebody asked me if I have any insight on Australia. No, I don't have any insight on Australian stocks. All right. I wish I would, but the stocks in America are just going. They're good enough for me. If I trade anything on the foreign market, it's foreign currency. You know what I mean? Foreign currency markets. I mean, and I don't want to get into the trading of currencies and stuff. That's another financial instrument. This show's just based upon stocks, because stocks are the easiest thing to trade. You don't necessarily have to have a whole bunch of insight utilizing these financial instruments like you would if you were trading futures, options, currencies, that sort of thing. So, and they said the banking, I hear Peter Bergeron say that the banking sector is pretty solid. I'm not familiar with Australian stocks, man. That would actually be a good thing to research this weekend when I'm kicking back after recovery from the Irish St. Patrick's Day today, and then on tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Mike Vallely, and I'm going to be popping bottles of champagne, man. No BS, all right? No BS. Woo! And the reason I'm going to be popping bottles, man, is, I had a great day trading today. Whenever everything's up, it's always great. Always. You know what I'm saying? Always. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you, folks. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Diet Coke now number 2 in the soda wars, surpassing Pepsi. Yeah. Did you know that these, soft drinks used to have cocaine in them? Coca-Cola, yeah. Pepsi, to give you a little pep. Why do you think they call it Pepsi? They give you a little pep. Yeah. No BS. They used to have cocaine. Dun, dun, dun. Cocaine. Seriously, man. And they're selling this like hotcakes. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you, man. We got Gladys in the house. He's probably going to play some, a damn Weekend at Bernie's clip or something. What the hell do you want?
Practical nuke incoming!
Nuclear selected. Nuclear launch detected.
You know, I really don't appreciate you playing a clip about nuclear activity, you asshole, when you got Japanese people, and not only Japanese people, but individuals in the West Coast and in Hawaii that could be suffering from this nuclear fallout, you dumb jerknet. You know what I'm saying? You Jurassic slap-ass jerk-off. I mean, it's not funny. You know, it's really not funny. Anyway, also I wanted to talk about how the Federal Express has beat the street's expectations, all right? Federal Express has beat the street's expectations this quarter, which signifies that the high gas prices has not hit the economy wholeheartedly. FedEx was still able to post a profit better than the Wall Street's expectations. So once again, when I say these stock prices, these could be good economic indicators to show that our economy is bouncing back. But what can prohibit us from bouncing back is these high oil prices. So take a look at oil futures. If you know nothing else, take a look at oil, and within the next couple of weeks, it has to drop. It has to drop to about $90 so that our economy can fulfill itself in this rebound that we're anticipating. If the barrel of oil, sweet crude, WTI, if it goes about $90 or under, then we're going to seriously see we're going to see a rebound. We're going to see a rebound in the economy, a legitimate one. One where we could possibly see Dow 14,000, we could see NASDAQ 3,000, we could see S&P 2,000. But what can sidetrack that whole element is the oil. Oil can just literally sidetrack what was going on here in this potential recovery that we have. Anyway, 646-652-4869. Once again, I just want to reiterate, FedEx beats the street's expectations. It could be a decent economic indicator to other retail-like stocks, other stocks that depend on oil, that sort of thing, depend on gas resources. So it could be a decent economic indicator. What the hell? Another thing I want to talk about, folks, is the United States Senate, the damn Congress. They have finally come up with some kind of an agreement. I know throughout the week I've been concerned that the government may shut down tomorrow because you got these damn politicians bitching and moaning about, this shouldn't be cut, that shouldn't be cut. You had you had the Senate Majority Leader, Harry Scary Reid, get on the Senate floor and use Senate time to justify Cowboy Poetry Festival being funded by our tax dollars. Every damn bureaucrat is fighting tooth and nail to save all the money that they've allocated to their state and pork, and this is why we can't have a budget that can be passed to the president and signed for the year. We're just having these damn extensions. Well, just like last time, which extended the debate up until this Friday, the Senate has given a budget proposal that another extension for 3 weeks, and hopefully the president signs it because it'll give us another 3 weeks, or it'll give these dumbass politicians another 3 weeks to debate on whether or not we're going to have ourselves a budget for fiscal year 2011, and whether or not we're going to continue to fund this government, for Christ's sake. Seriously. I mean, tomorrow's the deadline. I mean, the president has to sign this 3-week extension that's being sent to him, or else tomorrow the government's going to shut down. But are we going to continue to do this? Are we going to continue to just go out and, sign extensions and not, be committed to a damn budget? I mean, we need to be committed to a budget here. And all this cutting, all the cutting that they're talking about in Congress, all the cutting that they're talking about in the Senate, it's purely cosmetic. It's purely goddamn cosmetic, for Christ's sake. It means nothing. It means nothing. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to lower down the deficits. It's not going to, increase revenue. It's not going to do anything. It's purely cosmetic. And yet you've got these assholes here, literally on the floor of the Senate, trying to fight for their goddamn pork barrel spending projects. I mean, listen to Harry Reid, for Christ's sake, on the Senate floor, last week, defending cowboy poetry. Listen to, hey, engineer, turn that crap on.
The National Endowment of Humanities is a reason we have in Northern Nevada every January, the Cowboy Poetry Festival. Had that program not been around, the tens of thousands of people who come there every year would not exist.
I mean, do you hear this crap? Huh? Cowboy poetry. Federal funds are funding this disgusting cowboy poetry, for Christ's sake. And, I did do a bit about it. It's on YouTube. I find it rather funny. I didn't even realize it was that funny, but YouTube it up. Cowboy Poetry Ghost. It's funny. But seriously, man, I mean, can you believe that this is the Senate Majority Leader, the man who's supposed to be running the Senate, taking Senate floor time in the middle of a debate where we're supposed to be passing a budget for fiscal year 2011. He's out here taking time for cowboy poetry, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. But anyway, we should get an extension for all those folks that were expecting a possible shutdown tomorrow. It looks like it may be averted because the Senate has agreed to an extension for another 3 weeks. So we got another 3 weeks of buffer time for these asshole, power-hungry, autocratic bastards in the government to, figure out what the hell they're going to do with our money, all right? With our cash. Piece of crap. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Goku's in the house, man. What's going on, Goku?
Hey, what's up, Ghost? Nothing much. Chilling back.
Hey, man, happy St. Patrick's Day to you there, man. You appreciating it? You got any green on or something? I know you're too young to drink, so, you got yourself a Shirley Temple or something?
No, I got no green, but a bunch of people today. My school skipped because St. Patty's Day parade, I guess. But
wow, they skipped out of school for St. Patty's Day parade. How is that parade out there in your area?
I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I've never been to one, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, well, it's a decent day today. You'll appreciate it once you hit 21. Believe me. Once you hit 21, you're going to go out and you're going to be able to, do some boozing. You're going to be going out and, maybe, partaking in some of the festivities that, these women like to, partake in. That sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And Ghost, what the hell is cowboy poetry? What the hell? I don't get.
No, let me tell you. I'll tell you what it is. It is a poetry festival that is funded with federal funds, which means people that pay taxes to the federal government, they are actually, portions of that are being used by Harry Reid in Nevada. It's allocated for cowboy poetry, so that there's this festival every year in northern Nevada where a bunch of cowboys get together and they, stand around in a circle and give each other read poetry or something. I didn't get the memo, first of all, that cowboys were still around. Secondly, I didn't get the memo that cowboys read poetry to each other like a bunch of fruit bowls. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm from Texas. We have a big. This is the home of the cowboy. And cowboys, you know what they were? They were individuals before we could herd these goddamn cattle on trains and on trucks, and we had other methods of. Now that we have other methods of transporting these cattle. Cowboys used to, herd thousands of cattle and literally take a trip from Texas to Montana, Texas to California, and literally herd these cattle all the way from Texas to California, and they would have to do this on horseback. It would take them several days. They would not take showers. They'd be dirty. They'd have to shoot anybody that was potential poacher on their payload. Because that's what it was. That's why they called them cowboys. They called them cowboys because that's what they did. They basically had the cows. They herded them all the way down from Texas to goddamn California, anywhere there was orders. And that's what cowboys were. They were real badasses. They always carried guns. If anybody was going to take any of their cows, they'd shoot them dead. They knew how to make their own food out there with the cast iron, crap and, biscuits and gravy. They would camp out right there in the middle of the damn wherever the hell they were, man. They were rough, rugged, rough-riding bastards. And now, for this asshole Harry Reid to put federal funds into cowboy poetry, it makes me sick. You know that?
It's a disgrace. How could cowboy poetry help America? I don't get it. Why the hell does he want to fund stupid cowboy poetry?
Oh, but you know what these liberals say whenever they're funding, using tax funds for the arts? Oh, it's expanding creativity. That's what it's doing. It's expanding creativity, and we're producing things. I mean, give me a break. Why don't somebody who's a true artist expand their own goddamn creativity? How about that? How about they expand their own creativity, for heaven's sake, instead of us, throwing tax dollars at this crap as if it's gonna, grow crops out of it or some crap. I don't know.
I don't know either, Ghost. I mean, tax-paying money going toward cowboy poetry, that's retarded. That's stupid.
Retarded.
Stupid.
It really is. But welcome to America there, Goku. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing to our tax dollars because they don't care. They're spending somebody else's money on somebody else. So they don't care. They don't care, what's going to happen if it's a success or if it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on a second there, Goku. Don't go anywhere. You're still on the line. You're still talking.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
El número que marcó no está en servicio. Verifíquelo y márquelo de nuevo.
Hey, Marty,
three.
did you just cancel your phone service? Marty? I mean, come on, man. I mean, aren't you? You didn't change your phone service already, did you? I guess he did. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, Goku. I was just trying to call Marty, see if he wanted to chime in on this conversation. And that's what I got here. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Who's Marty?
No, that asshole that called up, prank called earlier.
Oh.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
What happened there, Marty? Why'd you close down your goddamn cell phone, man? What happened? What happened, man? I wanted to call you, Marty. I wanted to say what was up. This idiot called up and said, I want to change my phone number. Oh my God, that's horrible. That's just horrible, man. I mean, come on, Marty. I wasn't gonna, spread your goddamn number around, you asshole. Huh? I mean, you changed your number, for Christ's sake. You changed your number. Man, that cost him, 20 or 30 bucks. What a silly idiot. You know that? All that for a prank call that sucked the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper, man. You know that? He just called up acting like a retarded person, which I take offense to. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, I took offense to that. I really, when you're calling up, trying to sound like somebody who's retarded, I don't appreciate it. I love retarded people. I think there should be more retarded people. They're the most innocent, most purest form of just genuine innocence that you can find on the planet, man. I mean, they're always happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, they're always they just don't care about all the trivial things that us regular supposed normal humans they don't take offense to that, for Christ's sake. Like I said, I have one working for me. And I hired him because I felt sorry for him, and at the same time, I think that that person could supplement their income, and as long as they're doing a job, they clean the floors, they clean the the public crapper, and he's just so happy about it, man. He's so happy about doing his job, and I can't get somebody to do their job with that type of smile on their face, except for a damn retard, man, and it's sad. It's sad. And, whenever I have these people calling up and, acting like, they're mentally handicapped, acting like they're retarded, I take offense to this crap. I take offense to this crap.
Yeah. Wait, am I still on?
Yeah, you're on, man.
All right. Just make sure. Yeah, I know. There's some mentally challenged kids in my school because, they go to school there and there's, special ed teachers and stuff. And in class, you hear going down the hallway, they go like down the hallway, and these kids in my class start laughing. I'm like, I'm like, come on, don't laugh at him. It's not his fault he got that way. I mean,
no,
come on.
it isn't his fault. It isn't. It's the mama's fault. Let's be honest. It's the mama's freaking fault. All right. I mean, I know that women are going to say, "Oh, it's not my fault. It naturally happened that way."
Yeah.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You know what you did, you dumb bimbo? You were probably sipping on the sauce before you even found out you were pregnant. You were probably, doing something you weren't supposed to do, maybe smoking cigarettes or, whatever. I mean, that's my personal opinion, okay? That's what I feel. Okay, maybe, there's a genetic link there, maybe, there's a possible, but in my personal opinion, I think that most, severe cases of retardation, I think that it was caused by mothers not being responsible and fulfilling their womb obligation to their child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. So, they're like, don't worry, smoking and drinking while pregnant won't do anything. It's just a myth, and then look what happens. I mean,
I think that's exactly what's happening. Severe cases of retardation. I think that people are they're drinking up. They're drinking before they know they're married, or before they know they're pregnant. I mean that's what I think in my personal opinion. I mean I could be wrong, but hey, I personally believe that maybe mom had something to do with it. In my opinion, and now it could be genetic. I'm not saying that it isn't. I have seen some genetic cases. I remember somebody that used to work for me, it was a woman. She was so proud that she finally got a husband, and the husband had a couple of kids already, right? And one of the kids was a nice, smart young lady who was, going to high school, going to get scholarships, and that the other one was, retarded, So they took care of that, mentally handicapped child with, because they were his children. She got married to him, gets knocked up, and then once the bun comes out the oven, that baby is mentally retarded, And in my opinion, I think that was purely genetic because I don't think that woman drank. I don't think that she did anything out of the ordinary. It's just unfortunate situation that this guy has, he's got bad genes, he's got bad sperm. It skipped over one child and afflicted the other, and now, I understand. Hey, that right there, genetic. But for the most part, I think that most of these ailments, most of the things that are wrong with children today are the mama's fault. And any mama disagrees with me, it's probably because you're holding back some deep-seated truth that I'm trying to escape out of your psyche, that, maybe you dropped your kid, maybe you fell down and, you didn't tell anybody, maybe you took those shots of, star fuckers at the bar when you knew you were about 3 or 4 months in. Maybe you did this type of thing, and you just don't want to admit it. What you want to do is get all the sympathy from everybody, like, oh, my kids, baby, my kid is special, my kid need money, my kid need entitlement, baby, my kid. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, sorry, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's sick. I'm gonna get going here. I'll let you take some more callers, Ghost. So.
All right, man. No problem, Goku, man. We like it when you call in. We appreciate you listening in. You stay cool, bro. All right. Thanks a lot, man. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. It's St. Patty's Day up in here. It's St. Patrick's Day, and, everybody who's a hater out here, everybody who's talking garbage to me out here, why don't you kiss my shillelagh like I've been saying all day, because it's an Irish Day. Sick my shillelagh. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm an Irishman, and I know where I'm coming from. I drink a lot of beer, and I'm gonna come. I am the Irishman, and I'm drinking lots of beer. Oh, my God, I'm here. All right, that's enough. I'm sorry. I've been drinking all day, man. I'm in Austin, Texas. In Austin, Texas, we got South by Southwest and St. Patrick's Day festivities. I've been drinking all day. It's been a great day in the market. Green all around in every goddamn marketplace, commodities, stocks, everywhere. cheers to everybody out there. It's a St. Patrick's Day today. You better be going out partying hard. Let me tell you something. If you don't drink, at least go and hang out at a bar and sip on water, and make sure to put a lemon on the side of it so it looks like it's a gin and tonic or some crap. Because, you know, if you're a single dude, tonight's the night you should be going out, because there's going to be drunk chicks stumbling over themselves all over the place. All right? Seriously, you know, there's going to be more drunk chicks out there that are stumbling over their, you know, themselves. You know, St. Patrick, and it's time for you to go out there and make a move. And if you're just going to sit there and you're just going to play with your pink willy, well, then that's your fault, man. You know, don't say that, oh, I had a sucky St. Patrick's Day, there's nothing to do. Yeah, right. Any bar in America today, if you can't get yourself some kind of sexual recreation today, maybe you should just turn gay. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that, you know, today, you know, there's going to be so many drunkard people of the opposite sex, whether you're a girl, whether you're a guy, it doesn't matter. There's going to be so many people out there drinking up a storm. You know, if you do not get some kind of relations, you know, some kind of body to use as a sexual amusement park today, then, you know, you maybe should just turn gay. You know, you should just, you know, if you're a man and you can't get a drunk girl on St. Patrick's Day, maybe it's time for you to take it up the pooper. You know, maybe it's time for you to, you know, do something else, wear a dress or something. You know, and if you're a girl out here and you can't score something on St. Patrick's Day, maybe it's time for you to start diving on some carpet. You know, maybe it's time for you to start muff diving or something. I'm not joking. Anyway, we got 15 minutes left in the broadcast. I want to hear from you. Give me a call. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. 727, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, I have a question for you. Who owns Japan's debt, and how much debt do they have? National
debt. Well, they have 11 trillion in debt. I'm sure there's a variety of different people: Europeans, the Chinese, the Russians. I'm not sure if America owns any of that, and if they do, I could imagine it's a very small portion, given the fact that Japan is the second largest holder of our debt. But they do have 11 trillion in debt, and I'm not necessarily sure who's holding the majority of that. That's a good question, man.
Well, you can't be too comfortable if you're holding their debt, right? I mean, you can't. Their rating of paying back their debt is going to tank, I imagine, for the next 10 to 20 years at least.
It's been taken. As a matter of fact, 11 trillion for their country is a really high deficit number, man. It's close to our number. So you know, their deficit payback was already high. This is why they didn't bother selling the American debt on the market, I'm assuming, because they figured they can continue to print fiat while at the same time utilizing the treasuries that they have invested in America for a legitimate rainy day. You know, because I figured that the first thing that the Japanese would do after this earthquake, tsunami, nuclear fallout was to take the treasuries that they own, which, you know, they do own, you know, the second largest holder of our debt, you know, them to go out and sell those treasuries on the market. It would heighten the interest rate of America, unfortunately, but at the same time, they would be able to generate actual capital so that they can actually rebuild. Instead, they decided to pump in, what was it, $300 billion or something into the economy? I mean, just out of thin air, you know, kind of a quantitative easing sort of situation. And I just don't think that they have the country or the economy to be able to keep that sustained amount of debt. I mean, we could barely do it, and we have 14 trillion, going on 15 trillion in debt. Here they have $11 trillion. So you're absolutely right. I mean, I'd be a little concerned if I was a treasury holder in the Japanese government also. That's why you have that spike in the Nikkei.
I'd be extremely concerned if I was Japanese and the Chinese owned a bunch of my debt.
Absolutely. I mean, the Chinese are already thinking about selling some of these treasuries to begin with, just so that they can play economic war games with America. Right. So I mean, we're bracing ourselves for that. That could happen at any time.
Right, and not to mention the Chinese are still in. I mean, they're in, you know, a 1,000-year war with Japan still. and nobody realizes it, but I mean, the Chinese and Japanese hate each other. So
yeah, I know they do.
But I mean, the other thing is, I don't know how debt works and bonds work and all that other stuff. But maybe they can't dump American. Maybe they paid too much for the American debt, and American they can't get their money back on it. Maybe they'll have to call America instead. You can't sell it on the open market because nobody wants to buy it. So maybe they're just going to call they're going to call it due. They're going to call the U.S. to pay up.
Well, that's why you have Obama obligating a lot of things already to Japan. But at the same time, I think they would have been able to sell the American debt. I mean, we saw a spike in treasuries within the past week or so, so they would have been able to sell it. I just don't think that they want to sell it because it's the last bastion of any kind of secure investment that the Japanese government can maintain. Now, I'm not saying that the United States treasuries are 100% safe. They used to be, but they're not anymore. But it's the safest bet in the international community when it comes to governments, holding some kind of securities for potential revenue down in a rainy day. And I know this may seem like a rainy day for Japan, but I don't think so. I think that they may be able to pull off, something with this fiat. But at the same time, they do have to realize that they have a serious debt problem, and the fiat is only going to be a temporary situation. Luckily, the average Japanese person has $135,000 in their bank accounts, so I'm assuming that with the fiat pumping into the economy of Japan, that was going to enable to the individuals that are out there in Japan that are holding bank accounts. For on average $135,000, for them to reach into those accounts and have money to be able to dispense to these people, so that they themselves can either rebuild or help rebuild Japan as it was once again, or just leave the country. But in my personal opinion, I think that a good portion of the rebuild is going to come from the people, given the fact that the people itself are pretty rich. That's really what hurt the Japanese economy, is the fact that these people saved so much. I mean, I know that's a shame, but I mean that's what really hurt the economy, because there was a lot of financial obligations that the government took so that they could be the top technological country in the world. Remember the 80s? I mean, that was all government-induced subsidies and government-induced idealism that happened in the 80s. They were the government was the one that put the money into research and development to come up with these technologies and to come up with assembly lines at cheap rates. All those debts have come to haunt them. They've been haunting them for 20 years, and I think that's a very good point. I wouldn't be holding treasuries either. As you saw in the currency market, not too many people are, very happy with this fiat print of the yen. And what was it, yesterday it spiked up to an unbelievable amount, basically depleting the yen's value. And the Japanese really didn't appreciate it, but at the same time, what are you going to do with fiat, man? When you're just printing out money, I mean, it has to deplete the integrity of the country's worth,
Right. Hey,
what's up?
Made 8% today on Bristol Myers. Shorted it about 10:30 in the morning when the market first went up. Shorted it there, and then sold off later in the afternoon when the market was tanking. And
awesome, man.
Took 8%. Been trading options for about 2 weeks now since listening to your program, and a little bit of a learning curve at first for sure. But
options is a different game, man. It's a different game, but believe it or not, when you win in options.
Well, you can make. I mean, the thing is, if you don't realize, I mean, it only takes a 2%, 1 to 3% shift in the value of a stock to make you 10 to 20% on the value of an option. So it's pretty powerful stuff.
Absolutely. I know it's a very complicated game. It is a big learning curve, man. You have to really kind of get in on the ground floor and learn, get your teeth kicked in a little bit. But, man, I mean, it's an ultimate speculator's game. I mean, if you can foresee certain elements that you haven't taken into consideration as an investor, and you can put all this thing together and possibly make a decent speculation, you can make some serious money in the options market. I know I haven't said that. I haven't said anything about options or futures or any of these other extravagant financial instruments, because I think people should start off in equities. It's easy. It's an easy thing to do. Then when you start understanding profits and equities, that's when you start, considering options, considering futures, considering these other financial instruments, man. Because options you can lose your ass in options.
Right, you can, but you need to get out. I mean, you can put a stop price in just like a stock, and I pretty much I've got it down the last 2 or 3 days. I've been doing pretty well. I got a system down finally, and I screen out a bunch of overvalued stocks at night. I mean, the market is full of stock. I mean, we had a good ride here the last couple of years, and you've got a lot of stocks out there with high P's. They have terrible price to sales ratios, price to book value ratios, and there's just a bunch of fat out there from the last couple of years. And every time, one of these, with the volatility, every time that thing starts to go downwards, man, these stocks that are really, really fat are dropping a little bit farther than the rest. So
absolutely, man. Didn't you say you put some put options on Google when it fell, and you made some money? Was it a couple of weeks ago?
I bought Google on Tuesday and I sold it on Friday. I made 31% in those 4 days.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Google's been dropping considerably because of all this. Because Japan is a big, they're a big deal. They're a big portion of their content viewership. Whether it's the search engine, whether it's using their applications. So, this is why, not only that, but a lot of their bad investments, a lot of the stuff they're investing is starting to, eat them in the ass, for a lack of a better term.
Well, the thing is, when people come back into them, people are scared right now, and hour to hour, you don't know what's going to happen in the market. And but the thing is, people need to realize when things settle down, people are going to enter in a little more timid, and they're going to be looking for value stocks. And a lot of these tech stocks, even though the worst is behind us and the economy's doing okay, people are still going to enter back in more timid and go with some more of your Dow type of stocks. And a lot of these tech stocks that are 60, 70, 80, 100 PEs that have been riding the wave the last couple of years, they're not going to recover like a lot of the other stocks are going to do.
Oh, you think so? You're talking about tech?
Yeah, tech. I don't think people are going to jump right into it. But when people go through a rough period of time in the stock market, they don't jump back in on high P's. They start going to your Johnson & Johnsons and your car company or whatever you consider more traditional brick and mortar type businesses, retail business, Home Depots, stuff like that. And jumping back in after going through the craziness like this, and jumping back in on a Cyrus radio that has more debt and zero earnings, and it just is a very leveraged type of company. It's a promising company, but a lot of those tech stocks, even though everybody's using them, everybody has it on their phone, their fundamentals are awful still. I mean, their price is based on their potential still. So I don't think people are going to jump back. When they jump back in, I don't think they're going to jump back in on those type of stocks. They're going to jump in on more conservative type of stocks at first.
Man, pretty good speculation there, man. Hey, it's about 3 minutes left in the broadcast, man. I want to thank you for calling up.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, take it easy, bro. And call back in the next time, man. You always provide good insight, and maybe you can get some of these options players out here some heads up also.
I will. Thank you, Stu.
All right, man. Take it easy. Anyway, folks, we got about 2 minutes left in the broadcast, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I want to remind everybody tomorrow, Mike Vallely is going to be in effect and in the house. I am looking forward to it. I've got my bottles of champagne ready here in the office. We're ready to go. As a matter of fact, let me open up another beer while I'm at it. There we go. I'm going to open up another beer. I'm going to head down to 6th Street right now. There's probably a lot of St. Patty's Day stuff, and obviously there's a lot of stuff by Southwest. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope that you're here tomorrow with Mike Vallely. He's agreed to take some calls, so don't be a milky licker and call up and try to be some prank call and ass clown. Because I'll give Mike Vallely your number, and whenever he's around your town doing a demo for Element skateboards or doing a tour, maybe he'll come down by your house and stomp your teeth so far down your throat that you'd be able to chew your own fruity little pink asshole, you stupid fruity bastard. Anyway, we didn't get to the other stuff that we were supposed to talk about, some of the Middle East stuff. There was a Chinese businessman that, bought a dog for $1.5 million, which is ridiculous, but that just goes to show you how much money these bureaucrats are making in China. Some Chinese businessman, some billionaire, some bureaucrat paid $1.5 million for some stupid dog. I know we didn't get to that. I mean, I was a little sick by seeing that, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I'm going to close out here with some Dropkick. This is off the Departed soundtrack, folks. And then after that, we're going to close out the show. Remember, tomorrow, Mike Vallely, tomorrow, spread it around like wildfire. Tell everybody you know. 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. I'm out of here, folks. Long live the capitalist movement, and I better see you here tomorrow with Mike Vallely. Spread the word, folks. Spread it around like wildfire. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And follow me on Twitter, Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, Ghost Politics. Here we go. Let's close out. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're boozing. I hope you're out there living life. I hope you're out there doing some things, folks, because that's the way it's about. That's the capitalist life. That's the way the capitalists will live. Spread the word. Spread the word about True Capitalist Radio. Spread the word about Ghost.
Listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio. You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central, or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.